This is going to be a co-stream of the State of Play that takes place on January the 31st of 2024. Skip ahead 25 minutes if you're watching the past broadcast. You can see over there when this thing will premiere. They're boasting over 15 games. Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, and more. People are obviously looking for maybe some surprises. Maybe Elden Ring's DLC gets a date because there's speculation that might be coming in February. So I appreciate you guys. Excuse me so much. Been a long day for me, and I'm still not completely over whatever I've got. So I'm a little low on the energy right now. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, watching, smashing like, all those things. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We got to play a little bit more of Kill the Justice League during the members' writers' room, because we really didn't have any show to plan or uploads to plan, and we had a blast. This stream is supposed to be over 40 minutes, so I'm assuming it's going to land less than 45, I would think. That would be my thought. Because if it was going to be over 45, I would think that they would say over 45, at least. That's my suspicion. I made the mistake of watching this account on the Tickety Talk where he hands like really kind notes to people, and I was like, oh my gosh. Why does tomorrow need no planning? Because this could completely change what we're gonna do. Discord live stream chat. I didn't lock it. I don't think it's locked. Hang on. Yeah, I just did /lockdown end. I don't know what's going on. Ghost of Tsushima 2. Yeah, it'd be premature to plan because Friday's pretty much well booked. We're going to talk Kill the Justice League with Mike, and then we're not sure what we'll do in the morning. We can't talk in there? Okay. Okay. I fixed it. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. I typed it and it didn't even work. I typed to end the lockdown. I don't know what that was. That was really odd. What is this? Okay. Is Sony saving Ghost 2? Well, my thought on Ghost of Tsushima 2, make sure as you guys come in, you smash the like button. These late day streams are kind of a slow start, so we can kind of hit the ground running. I'll put the daily goal up as well. You guys did really well today, 28 out of 50. So we are trying to hit 2750 before Friday, and nights like tonight are a good night to do that. If we hit 2750, which is only about 200 members away, I'll wear a Deadpool onesie, and Madam and I are going to play Kill the Justice League. It should be really fun. Spider-Man 2, I'm not seeing update news on that. That was a creator-to-creator thing that Sony teased. That wasn't PlayStation that did that. So I don't feel like anything Spider-Man will be there tonight. Unless they're going to surprise us with Spider-Man 2 DLC. That's possible. But I think they're going to hold off on Ghost of Tsushima 2 until they're ready to start marketing the movie as well as the PC port. I feel like that's all going to happen in conjunction with each other. So I don't think we're going to hear anything about Ghost of Tsushima for a while. Yeah. Mr. Lono studying for my accounting test. Hey, man, you prioritize that. You prioritize that over the streams. Is this for a show for all 2024 or first half of 2024? I would imagine this would primarily focus on everything to get them to their showcase. Now, we're hearing that Concord will be there. And we're also hearing that Concord is late this year. So there's going to be a Ghost of Tsushima movie. Yes, it's being directed by the same guy that directed John Wick. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about that. No, I don't think Spider-Man 2 is going to come to PC until we get some New Game Plus and some DLC. Then they'll bring that complete version to PC, the way that they did Horizon Forbidden West. So I don't think you'll see Spider-Man 2 on PC anytime soon. I'm fairly certain they have some DLC planned for it. Which one is better, Division 2 or Destiny? It depends on your preferences and what you like to do, for sure. PS4 blog said 2024 and beyond. That's true. That's true. I think it's going to mainly focus on things coming out in the next 6 months and then stuff beyond. I don't know. I think they're going to save some stuff for the showcase. Like if there's games coming out second half of this year, it's really hard to make a prediction, honestly. With 15 plus games, it's probably going to be a pretty broad spectrum. It's going to be a pretty broad spectrum of... We also know PSVR 2 is there, and there's rumors about a Metro game coming. And yeah, Helldivers 2 is coming to PC at launch because it's a live service game. They indicated when they talked about the live service games that they would be multi-plat when they come out. And a lot of people read that and thought that meant, oh, that's also going to include Xbox. Unfortunately, no. And I know people push back on what I'm saying when I say this, but I think multi-plat is confusing when you're referring to a console exclusive. I just think that that's confusing. I think calling it a console exclusive, dual plat launch is more clear. Like Xbox has exclusives and PlayStation has exclusives, and they also sometimes happen to land on PC. Leak state of play, those are always freaking fake. These are always fake. Oh, that's the joke one. Yeah, Bloodborne, all the way down. Yeah. It was blurry on my screen until I clicked on it, Fuzzy. That's funny. Excited to see new fresh games also for my PS5. Yo, it's good, SpongeRoth. How are you? Yeah, I mean, the year is actually really well balanced for PlayStation. Xbox is getting a slightly later start with Hellblade in May. I think that Stalker 2 was supposed to be Xbox's first quarter game, and it got delayed. So I think Xbox was set to have a game every quarter, and Stalker... Unfortunately for those guys, I think any delay those guys had to flee Ukraine. So anytime those guys need to delay their game, I'm completely in support of that. So unfortunately, that means though that Xbox gets a slightly delayed start this year. We got to wait till May for their first party game. Now that doesn't mean Xbox hasn't had an amazing start. They had their biggest third party launch in the history of their platform. I think their biggest third party Game Pass launch with Palworld. So that's a big win that Xbox allows preview program content on their platform, because I think more and more games are going to launch in early access, and I think PlayStation needs to look into that. I think they missed a huge opportunity with Palworld, and that's something that Xbox has been able to capitalize on. I think early access for games like Palworld and for games like I think Diablo 4 would have benefited from early access if they would have launched just the first act. 2 or 3 years ago, they could have built a much better game by the time it actually completely launched. So I'm wondering if Baldur's Gate 3 will impact the industry a little bit, and you'll see more companies saying, hey, we can learn a lot here from the consumers and take less risk and end up with a better product, and potentially get better sales. Imagine if they would have done that with Kill the Justice League. They might have been able to address some of the concerns with the open world. They might have been able to address some of the concerns with playing offline in a more timely fashion, and that would have helped that game's reception. I think anytime you're going to be doing a large-scale game or an ongoing game, I think early access makes really good sense. Palworld is obviously a game they plan to support ongoing, and I think they've made a good choice launching in early access. I don't know if early access on console works. Updates are slowed down compared to PC. Well, and that's something that Xbox would need to look into for the preview program in order to make it more effective. Can we speed that process up, especially when the game is so successful? Same deal with PlayStation. If they ended up allowing early access, I think you need to reevaluate, how, like, giving those kind of updates priority. So Sony going third party. I don't know why people keep saying that. There doesn't seem to be any evidence of them going third party. They've always had a great combination of both second, third, and first party at all their stuff recently, especially. So their first party property did very well last year. Spider-Man was in the top charts, and it was available on one platform. So I don't see any evidence that they're going third party. They said they were doing just that, actually. What's that, Zinthos? I saw a post on Reddit that Microsoft is working with the Palworld devs to push out the updates faster. Well, that's really good news, because I said that in the first week. I said, man, Xbox needs to work with these devs, man. You got a red-hot iron, and you got to strike while the iron's hot. You can't be, you can't be slowing down. What does second party mean in this context? Second party would be relationships like Square Enix, where they don't own them, but they're consistently launching games with them in an exclusive status. So it's a good relationship. It's more of like hey, we'll publish your games, we'll market them, we want the exclusivity, but we don't want to do the whole acquisition thing. So I think those are great relationships. I really wish Microsoft would have leveraged those types of relationships more. I think it would have probably helped their platform more. But I think they lagged behind when they took their foot off the exclusive pedal, and then the acquisition was one of their main ways kind of back into a strong position that they could have had. If they would have played the previous generation better, they would have gotten a stronger position in the market, and then they would have had more leverage for deals. Second party is used to refer to a first party owned IP being made by a non-first party. Right, like they own... I don't necessarily think it's always that, Eugene. Like, I definitely think a game like Final Fantasy 16, like PlayStation doesn't own the rights to Final Fantasy 16, but that feels like a second party game because for all intents and purposes, it'll be exclusive in perpetuity, because I can't see that running on the Series S. I can't see the devs even wanting to try. John Linneman posted some footage of Kill the Justice League, and amazingly, and this is a credit to Rocksteady, amazingly, they actually got that game to run 60 FPS on a Series S. It looks pretty bad. You're obviously going to sacrifice a lot of clarity and fidelity. Xbox has announced it's now working directly with Pocket Pair to improve Palworld, providing dedicated servers, engineering resources, speeding up the process to make updates available for players. That's all great. That's such a smart move. I was going to be really surprised if Xbox didn't do that, right? That honestly feels like a no-brainer. Like, if they wouldn't have done that, I would have been very curious as to why. Like, what exactly is going on here, so that's good. That's good to see. What is going on here? I'm getting bot spammed for tweets that are... Yeah, I'm getting bot spam all of a sudden. I think, is it all the same clip? Yeah, it's like weird stuff, like NFT stuff on Twitter. I've not seen that before. Yeah, because like Death Stranding 2, we would call second party, but eventually, Death Stranding starts coming to other platforms and other launchers. So clearly PlayStation doesn't own the rights to Death Stranding. Just use to distinguish who owns the developer. Right, I think that's more helpful. Like, hey, they're making this game that we currently have the exclusivity for. My app never loaded the video. I thought you hadn't gone live yet. Yeah, guys, I'm live right now. Make sure people in chat know that if they, if they need to refresh or whatever. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma is going to be a real interesting game with respect to the reception from the public, because it seems to be also targeting 30 FPS on PC, which completely demolishes the argument of like, yep, these consoles just aren't strong enough. There are way too many games that are hitting 60 FPS. I mean, for goodness sakes, if Kill the Justice League can target and hit 60 FPS on the Series S, I don't see why anybody else can't. I mean, again, if they're targeting 30 on PC, I don't know. That's just really bizarre. I don't know what kind of fidelity decisions they've made or in-game decisions they've made. That's just so bizarre. I don't know how the PC world's going to handle that. People are like, well, people will mod it and uncap the frames. And I'm like, if they built that game to work and run in 30, you can't just uncap it, you know? Big time lurker for a while because of life and work. Hope you're well. I dig the clear frames. I have to get some so we can match again. Yes, how are you? I miss having you around. Yeah, I rotate frames all the time, and I don't see it, okay? I don't see it. But apparently, and this is my wife's opinion. She has a very high opinion of these frames. She has a very high opinion of these frames, and I like them, but I don't know. She like really digs them. Thank you, Outsider, with the 10 bomb, dude. That's so kind, man. That is really, really kind. Oh, J-Dub got one. I wonder if he's in the audience tonight. Thank you so much for the 10 bomb. That takes us to 38. If we can get about 200 members before Friday, we'll hit the goal, the new goal of 2750, and then I got to wear a Deadpool onesie when Madam and I play Kill the Justice League. So, appreciate y'all being here. Started the job last year, and who knew when you get a job you like actually have to work harder. Isn't that just the frickin' worst? A baby that's almost 2? Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Those are nice, very stylish. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, there's one from a man, Whiskey Neat. He's going to bump the line. Thank you so much. If you guys have never been here before, we have a very, very generous community, always gifting members. And as a gifted member, you can get into our Discord. You can come to some of the Friday night streams, but not all. That is reserved for paying members. So a gifted member is sort of a sample of the content, not all of the extra content. And there's one from Ravenstorm. Thank you so much, Ravenstorm. Setting up a nice 10-bomb dunker to take it to 50. That's 40 out of 50. Thank you so much, Raven. And then Vengeance renewed at 29 months on a VIP. Haven't been around much lately. Lost my job and have been on the grind for a new one. You still have a massive forehead. I do. I've embraced it. I embrace it freely. I embrace it. It doesn't bother me. 7 minutes left. Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that this will be a good event and really show people that this is going to be a good year for everybody. Good year for, yeah, and good luck on getting a job, Vengeance. That's never fun, especially in the new year. That's freaking annoying, having to do the grind. I will never forget having to submit my resume and then having to type in a form that is just me relaying everything that's on my dadgum resume. That, oh my gosh, that takes me to a dark place. What was I saying? Yeah, I think this is going to be a great year for all platforms, man. If you're a Nintendo fan, if you're a VR fan, if you're a PlayStation fan, if you're an Xbox fan, if you're a PC guy, like just so many games, you know. Actually, I have a client at 5, but we'll have this up in the background. I appreciate that. I want to call you by your government, but that feels like really, I don't know what you go by now. You're Rach. How do I pronounce that? Rach Nerds? Or it looks like Rack Nerds, but I know that's probably not correct. Yo, Solid Snake hitting 5 months. What are you hoping to see with this? I would like to see some uncut gameplay of Rise of the Ronin, because I feel like some of the animations looked really wonky at the last showing. Like, it didn't look that great. I got a lot of flack for saying that, but I think Rise of the Ronin looks kind of old gen, which is okay. You know? Oh, I can call you Rachel? Okay. That feels so, anyways, the animations from the trailer was all spliced up. Some of the animations looked fine, but then other animations I was like, what's going on there? Like the horse and some of the running. It just looks a little old gen. I know it's an art style. I know it's an engine thing, you know. Rachel, it's because I nerd out about all the things, but you can call me Rachel. Okay. Does anyone know if they might make a Daredevil or an Iron Fist game? I mean, a Daredevil game would be kind of tough, you know. Rachel! Yeah, where is she? Yo, what's good, Lazaro? Good to see you. Anybody that's paying for their own membership, guys, make sure and bump up by $1 to the member tier. It's $6 instead of $5. If you're renewing because someone gifted to you, that's excellent. You can stay at gifted. Don't sweat what I'm saying. I just want to make sure people paying for their own memberships understand what we've done with the tier levels. Predator with 35 months in a VIP. Killer show today. Keep rising above the hate. I appreciate that, Predator. Yeah, it got really testy in the Justice League stream. Like, I'm so shocked to see people with long-standing badges acting like I'm not being honest about enjoying a game. Like, if I'm usually guilty of anything, it's quick dismissal of games, not the opposite. Like, if I'm prone to a fault or a character flaw as a gamer, it's being too quick to be like, frick this game. Like, I don't like it anymore. Like, I'm not able to fake it. I just can't do it. I played today in the writer's room, and we had a dadgum blast. Like, I wasn't even replying to chat, you know? Oh, I'll take care of that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hang on 1 minute. Was that in the mix? That was in the midst of the... Yeah, there it is. Okay. And thank you for that, Stone Spire. Thanks for drawing. Thanks for letting us know. Outsider with 19 months in a VIP says, you think Wolverine game will be shown after the leaks? No, there's no reason to show it right now. I think the team up today proved you're enjoying it. Anybody, haven't seen Reforge for a while now? Well, glad to have you back. Anybody that's familiar with me, you guys know I can't fake it. I legit can't fake it. Like, if I'm enjoying a game, it's real. You know what I mean? I can't fake it. It's too easy to read my flow state. Like, I won't flow with the game. It wasn't reading modifiers either. That was one encounter. Thank you so much, Protomator. I appreciate you upgrading to member, man. You the best. You the best. That's so like me, though, to not read a modifier. You know? It's so like me. But I was definitely in, like, a flow state. Like, I was just like, activity to activity. Let's go. Let's do the thing. You know? So... it's one of those things where again, if I'm guilty of anything as a gamer, if I have a bad propensity, it's being too quick to walk away from a game because it annoys me or I don't like something in the content loop. So, look to me like some people don't like that you like that game. Oh, yeah, they take it very personal. They do. They take it very, very personal. So, It got a little contentious today. Summer sounds good, but I'm a bit strapped right now. Destiny didn't teach you to read the modifiers from Nightfalls. Well, to be fair to me, it was the first time they introduced modifiers, and I looked away from the screen for a second, and up to that point, when it showed those screens, it was literally just telling you, like, oh, yeah, there's this thing that you're going to do. And I was like, oh, we've done this activity type before where you have to, like, get into the shield after so many seconds. So I didn't read it. I thought, oh, it's just telling us about this activity. So I just didn't look because the content rhythm up to that point is like we were getting to a position and it was like, oh, here's the thing. So that was the first time they had introduced like a pretty significant modifier. And if there were modifiers before, I didn't know it. Like they didn't make it a huge focal point. Then after that, I read and I was like, oh, that's how this encounter is going to work. Cool. Your Lyshin, what's good, man? 18 months up, Lono, been a while. Still one of the best streamers out there, in my opinion. Keep slaying. I appreciate that, dude. I've not gotten a chance to play more Tlu, no, because I finished Prince of Persia, I put in 23 hours there. My wife and I Killed the Justice League last night. And I'm also trying to play another game that I've been given a review code for, but I'm really struggling, man. I've only got so many hours in a day, and we spend a lot of time not just streaming, but planning streams and recording uploads and writing monologues. It's very difficult. It really, really is. My ability, executive producer from Sony ex-dev, he says, let's cook. What could that mean, Eugene? Show me Helldivers. I've kind of seen enough of Helldivers that I'm not needing that. I would like to see some uncut of Rise of the Ronin. I'd like to see maybe some uncut of what was the Stellar Blade? Sorry. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I feel like we've seen enough of Helldivers. I don't feel like I need to see more of that. I'm not against seeing more of Helldivers. I'm not against seeing more. I just don't feel like I need to see more. They're the ones helping Team Ninja with Ronin. Okay, so maybe we do get a lengthy look at Ronin. Let me switch the music so that we're already listening to the broadcast. There we go. We need to see that horse. Yeah, I saw rumors about Concord being there. I think if Concord shows up, and it's actually launching this year is the other thing that we've heard. Well, that was in the PlayStation blog. So if Concord is in fact coming this year, I think it's time to show gameplay. How's your energy level on a scale from 1 to 10? I'm probably about a 6. Usually around this time, I'm winding down, writing a monologue, and get ready to go to dinner. I'm usually listening to like relaxing videos. I listen to a lot of ASMR stuff while I write my monologues to like calm me down and relax me. And it also just helps balance out my head state so that I don't make the content like real ragey, because some of the topics I can get kind of irritated. Yeah, I'm also not 100% yet. I'm still feeling kind of not 100%. I took some ibuprofen, and that's been keeping like the sore throat at bay. Yeah, I think that's what frustrated me the most, Nitro, is people made it personal. It's like, your dislike of Kill the Justice League doesn't mean you need to talk to me like I'm a liar. Like, you know. All right, here we go. Helldivers. All right. Coming soon after launch. Post-launch content, maybe? That's been one of my questions. That's the first they've ever confirmed like post-launch plans.
I'm Herman Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios, and I'm honored to present the first State of Play of 2024.
I like Herman.
The first 3 years of PS5 have given us incredible stories, immersive worlds, and groundbreaking gameplay from PlayStation Studios and our partners. We've also expanded PlayStation Plus with new features including PS5 game streaming. And with PSVR2 and PlayStation Portal, which released last November, we're committed to offering new and surprising ways for our audience to interact with their PS5. But none of this means anything without great games, like Helldivers 2, which kicks off a year of amazing experiences and diverse ways to play. Today, we're looking ahead to titles coming later this year and beyond, with extended gameplay and announcements we hope you find as exciting as we do here at PlayStation. Enjoy the show.
I'm totally okay with him taking over, by the way. I think he's a great face for the company. I like Herman Hulst. All right, here we go. Stellar Cake.
Welcome to the world of Stellar Blade.
Stellar Cake, dude.
The story begins on post-apocalyptic Earth, where a mysterious enemy called the Naytiba has forced the human race to flee to an off-world colony. Players will take control of Eve, a member of the 7th Airborne Squad. Her mission is to save the planet by defeating the Elder Naytiba.
All we must do is complete the mission.
While most of the 7th Airborne Squad is lost during their descent from the colony, Eve soon meets 2 new companions. Adam, born on Earth, is in pursuit of an energy source called Hypercell.
Make sure to stay cautious. It's where the Alpha Naytiba is.
So this must be 8 or 7.
Lily, a member of the 5th Airborne Squad, provides engineering support.
Lily Artemis II. Then I can be your engineering support.
She puts her technical knowledge to use by upgrading Eve's equipment throughout the game.
Here, done.
Something does feel different.
This is Zion, a city built underneath the wasteland by the last human survivors on Earth.
A whole city underneath the wasteland.
Eve is called Angel by the survivors and is an object of both awe and fear.
I'm not selling anything to you.
They'll seem a bit wary at first, but will gradually loosen up as Eve shows a commitment to rebuilding the city.
Hello, Angel. How are you? I see we have guests.
I can't believe the angel is here.
The survivors will sometimes ask Eve for help.
Please save my younger sister!
Wait right here.
Their requests will often lead her to the wasteland and the Great Desert. This place has been overrun by Naytibas and malfunctioning machines and robots.
A supply camp in a place like this.
You'll occasionally find supply stations set up by previous airborne squads. At each camp, Eve can purchase various consumable items, acquire new skills, upgrade equipment, and more. She can also take a well-deserved break to restore her health.
Sadiq was in chat educating some of y'all.
Eve will often encounter people in need and other non-human beings who may need her help.
Request your assistance.
Whether to assist or ignore them is entirely up to the player. On her journey to defeat the Elder Naytiba, Eve will sometimes encounter hostile survivors. Or something worse.
Eve, what are you going to do after you defeat the Alpha Naytiba?
All airborne squad members exist for one sole purpose.
You mean the extinction of all Naytibas, right? To think that the point of your existence is to snuff out another species. It is not an easy fight.
It's fine. I can do this alone.
It won't be easy.
Angel, that's the unofficial name for members of the Eve Airborne Squad.
I I can feel the hatred, but I cannot feel the source.
I will find it, and I will make it pay.
Opening! It's windy!
No more lights to blind my eyes. Choose what you lose.
To collapse!
And now take up the
The drone is different.
This is no longer the drone you knew.
so close to the glow, headed to light that I will hold. Now it's time to gather what's lost. Show me how stars fall down and to shine bright. Wherever you go, then I'll be your side, so that we can see the night. I'll keep through our time.
It feels so like anime with like the music and the fighting. I think April? That's in April. April 26th?
안녕하세요. 시프트업의 대표이자 게임의 디렉터인 김영태입니다.
Dude, I think people are
이
going to
게임은
love that
우리가
game.
수년간 유저 여러분들께 선보이기 위해 꿈꿔왔던 게임이며 플레이스테이션 5 그리고 플레이스테이션 스튜디오의 전폭적인 지원 덕분에 그 꿈을 현실화할 수 있게 되었습니다. 기나긴 여정이었고 빨리 팬분들이 4월 26일 스텔라 블레이드를 만나보시기를 기대합니다.
There's that narrative again, dude. Developers saying that they love building for the PlayStation 5. Sonic Shadow Generations Autumn. That's, I guess, like fall. No way. There's no way that was gameplay. Come on. Okay, that's just an announcement in development for PS5. I was gonna say there's. You guys are saying You guys are saying that game is coming from the same makers of Genshin? It's going to be a gacha? I hope not. That's a shame. Telling you, people are really, really making the mistake of writing that game off too. I'm telling you. Keep writing it off. All right, that's a good win. Good win. A content update for Dave the Diver. No, they didn't. This is great. Dave the Diver's getting Godzilla content in May. I love it. That's great, dude. I know people are loving that game. That's awesome. This game was really fun on PC. I really liked it. I just didn't have time for it. Yeah, this is V Rising, Dave. Yeah. Yeah. Isometric Vampire Valheim. Good description. I don't know if it's coming to other consoles. That could just be marketing rights for PlayStation. I would think they'd maybe try to land at both.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Benson. This next game is a result of a very close partnership with Konami and marks the return of a horror franchise that has been with us since the original PlayStation. Let's take a look at what's next for Silent Hill.
That was a self-harm trigger warning, the text on screen.
Maybe I can be like her.
No, it's not their take on Diablo. Very different than Diablo.
Bad things happen because it's you!
Here goes. Is this a dream? Who's there? What's with this place?
Cherry blossoms bloom within the grasp of death. What are you hiding inside?
Maya? What the fuck? I'm sorry.
Stop! Please! What should I do to deserve this?
Nope. What? Full game free to play?
こんにちは。サイレントヒルシリーズのプロデューサーを務める岡本元井です。ご覧いただいたのはサイレントヒルザ・ショートメッセージという全く新しいサイレントヒルとなります。本作は本日この後プレイステーション5で無料配信いたします。 コナミが送る現代を舞台にしたサイコロジカルホラーをぜひ体験してください。
Shadow Drop。
それでは最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
That's a freaking free Shadow Drop right now. Here we go. Right? Yeah. They're using that to promote Silent Hill 2. That's smart. That's really, really freaking smart. Oh gosh, this freaking game looks so good. Okay, so that's just another announcement. They're developing for PS5. The free Silent Hill download game looked great, too. Oh, no, here we go, Judas!
Say hi back. Of course they know. What if I told you that every word you say is being recorded? Every thought you've ever had? Your love. Your fear. Your hate were just planted in your brain like weeds in a garden. What would you do to free yourself? We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are the frog in a pot, boiling so slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here to set you free. Whether you like it or not.
Judas wishlist now in development for PS5. That looks so good, dude.
Stare into the flame.
No.
Think of this fire as a beacon. Its warmth, its energy. Now, focus your mind on your wife and step into the void.
The rumor was real. Golly frick, it got me. I looked away. The rumor was real. Yeah, Metro Awakening for the PSVR 2. I'm assuming that's going to hit other platforms like PC VRs maybe. That's coming this year, it says. Oh, man, that looked really good for a VR game. I told you, like 90-something VR titles shifted their developments to the PSVR2. Well, not 90, but a lot did. That looks fine. That's right around the corner, February the 8th. Wow. That one looks pretty good.
I knew you would come, Arisen One.
Aye, make no mistake. The dragon will appear before you when the time is come.
Look out, Arisen! We're under attack!
Look here, you beast! Come and face me! Monster, watch out!
You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Yeah, this is Dragon's Dogma too, yeah.
Make manifest your will. That's at last this world might.
Hold fast to your strength of will, Arisen One. Those who can be of aid to you will reveal themselves in time.
Thy will, thy soul, these are all the means thou hast to carve thy path anew. Yet your wicked schemes will avail you not, Watching One.
March 22nd. Did we already know that? Did we know that that was coming? March
皆さんこんにちは。チーム忍者の安田です。ライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンは自由な探索や幅広い戦闘を体験できるオープンワールドアクション RPG です。歴史上の人物たちと紡ぐ因縁によって物語が変化していきますので、ぜひ一人の浪人として皆様それぞれの幕末を体験してください。オープンワールドで描かれる幕末の世界をお楽しみください。
I think it's the size and scope of the fights. Those monsters are just, they're huge, and there's other players and stuff, like other characters, I'm sorry. Here we go. Give me some uncut here.
本作の舞台の一つ、横浜です。19世紀幕末の時代、最初に国外に開かれた横浜では、和と洋が入り混じった独特の街並みが広がっています。主人公は鍵縄を使って屋根の上に登ったり、装置アビキルを使って高所から滑空し上空を移動することも可能です。
Yeah, the animations are
攻
just
撃やガードを
weird.
駆使しながら敵の攻撃を石火で弾いて体勢を崩すことも可能です。敵の武器と相性のいい流派を選ぶと戦いを有利に進めることができます。
Yeah, the animations are kind of choppy, like rigid. It looks like an old game. It looks like an old game. I mean, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. The combat looks absolutely sick and satisfying. It just looks like old. It doesn't look like a newer game.
発明家である伊賀七と因縁を深めると様々なからくり装置を入手できます。取火砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで、現代の火炎放射器のような強力な遠隔武器です。取火砲や和洋折衷のアクションである銃剣など西洋の技術を生かした武器をうまく活用すれば標的にも打ち勝つことができるので、ぜひマスターしてください。幕末を生きる人物たちと紡いだ因縁が物語に大きく影響します。ぜひライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンで一人の浪人として運命を切り開いてください。
Yeah, it is co-op as well. It just, yeah, it looks very very dated, a little bit rigid, but the combat does look really satisfying, especially once he starts interweaving the gun. Yeah, I think people that like their games are going to love that. Like, the combat looks absolutely fantastic, and the co-op has a lot of potential. The animations and the graphics are just a little on the low end for me. I don't think it looks bad. It just looks a little choppy, and, the textures are a little, low. But not every game's going to prioritize graphics.
There are a few things I need to make sure you understand.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
No, please!
The past is beyond our control. You have to accept this in order to move forward.
It was just a prank, man.
Everything you do, every decision you make from now on will open doors to the future.
The choice is yours.
I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this as you play your game.
Sam.
Rebuilt and enhanced for PS5 and PC. That was so fun when Madam and I played through that. Oh, that's such a good game, dude. Oh, here we go.
Welcome to Drawbridge, Sam, and to the GHV Magellan, our mobile base of operations. Come on, I'll help you get your bearings. This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces. These rooms over here belong to other members of the crew. They're pretty much the same as yours. And the shower's down at the end.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
No. As I told you, Drawbridge is a civilian outfit. But we do have a generous patron with access to plenty of capital and tech.
Sounds like a UCA big shot.
Don't ask me. We've never met face to face. They value their privacy.
Seriously? No better than to believe that bullshit.
It's the same deal as America. The people here are all spread out, cut off from one another. We want you to help us bring the world together.
Sam, would you mind if I joined you?
Humor him. His knowledge and experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes. Really, Sam? Your buttocks? What about shotgun? I prefer the driver's seat.
Sam, do you read me? You'll first need to access the Mexico side plate gate terminal. After we've confirmed network coverage, we can take the DHV Magellan and regroup at your position.
The problem is, not everybody wants to be part of the UCA.
That's not the plan, Sam. The UCA isn't looking to expand its borders. Just like with Mexico, they want to bring new regions into the network. Anyway, the DHV Magellan's here to back you up. As always, you'll be the one leading the way to expand the network.
What's your role in all this? You're the commander, huh?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only.
Stupid computer.
You brought America together. Helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid the death stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own. Especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge.
With the support of the Chiral Network and APAS, humanity will be free from the need to move around. Bots are capable of handling deliveries.
He's alive.
He called himself a ghost, but...
We found a way back from the beach just so he could kill us.
He said he came back to get revenge on you and me.
Hey, brother. Did you miss me? Yeah, I figured you'd pay this place a visit, seeing as how I've been distributing the fruits of this fine factory all over the continent. Guns and violence, the whole damn world could be yours. Same as it ever was. Oh. Looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go-round. Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger from time to time. Oh, what about you? Hey, buddy. Are you just another Soulless little husk, huh?
Let go of me!
Oh.
Pathetic guitarist, where's the rest of your band?
Well, ain't that something? Was it you, Higgs? Huh? Was it you that killed Lou? You still don't know, do you?
Something he said. You don't know a goddamn thing about Lou.
All right, Sam. Let's see what we can find on Lou.
If you want answers, you're gonna have to find them yourself. But the ones you do find, well, that pain you nurse will only get worse. Sam the man in the dark about everything.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on. And you have. We all know you've got this. Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam. Please understand, Sam. We never meant to string you along.
That chrysalis, we found her inside.
It
was filled with a fluid that contained amino acids. One's identical in structure to the kind found in tar.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures could emerge from it? Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. And it was a hellhole.
You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
Next year. I can't believe how much they showed us. Yeah, that was Elle Fanning. I can't believe how much they showed us. It looks incredible. The Decima engine is bonkers good. Oh my gosh.
And now here with me today is visionary game creator and founder of Kojima Productions, Kojima-san. Hi, welcome. Today, I'm excited to announce that together, as part of the PlayStation and Kojima Productions partnership, Hideo is going to take us on an exciting new adventure. One that I've been encouraging him to reinvent for years.
はい、全く新しいオリジナルの IP になります。新世代のアクションエスペオナージゲームです。準備を始めてますけども、デストランディング2の後に本格的に小島プロダクションで制作にかかります。ソニーさんとは、ほぼ30年にわたりエスペオナージものを一緒に育ててきたという強い経験もあります。またソニーさんは、ゲームだけではなく音楽も映画もされています。間違いなく強力なコラボレーションになるはずです。さらに2年後には僕の、ゲーム制作人生の40周年を迎えます。このタイトルが、僕の集大成の作品になると確信をしています。
A new action espionage game by Hideo Kojima. This is one of my favorite genres, one that I've been hoping you would revisit with a bold new vision. Can you share anything else about this new development?
ですね、まだ詳しくは言えませんけども、最先端のテクノロジーと、世界中の才能を集結して作る予定です。もちろんインタラクティブなゲームなんですけども、ルック、物語、テーマ、キャスト、演技、ファッション、サウンド、どれをとっても、 同時に映画でもあるようなものです。本作で、映画とゲームの壁を越えたいと思っています。
We're all really excited about this project, and we will fully support you with the latest innovation Sony has to offer. More details to come.
Stay tuned.
That's a pretty nice ender right there.
Before we go, I have one final announcement. State of Play will return February 6th with an extensive look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
That makes sense. They did that with 16.
Square Enix will be sharing new gameplay details, along with exciting news you won't want to miss. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you soon.
Yeah, they did that with 16. They gave them like their own State of Play. That's really smart. It's just a really, really big audience for that game. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going to see Concord or not, but that was an amazing showcase. Like I thought the pacing was good. So much gameplay. That was great. That was great. Yeah, I think Rise of the Ronin is probably the only title I'm a little like about. Like I'll have to play it because again, I think the combat looks incredible. Co-op could be really, really good. But the graphics and the animations are just a little wonky. Yeah, I thought we were gonna get maybe some Concord. You know, maybe they're gonna save that for the PlayStation Showcase. You know, what was the surprising? Oh yeah, Stellar Blade is right around the corner. That one was the one that shocked me. What was that? April? That was the one that shocked me, right? Like, Stellar Blade. Yeah, April 26th. Where's the PlayStation roadmap? I kept telling people last year, I was like, I think you just need to be patient. They're going to keep their cards close to their chest. They really, really are. Yeah, they stealth dropped the Silent Hill game. Stellar Blade's coming in April. They've got an amazing like cadence right now. PlayStation's doing really good. They really are. That Death Stranding showcase was just ridiculous. That looked, I mean, the Decima engine is, man. I hope Kojima uses the Decima engine for the action espionage game, because good golly, that game, Death Stranding 2 just looks absolutely gorgeous. Now plug in all the third-party coming to PlayStation this year, and we're going to be swamped. There were certainly some third-party baked in, like the Sonic Generations game is more than likely going to be everywhere. The ZZZ game, you guys said, is a gotcha. Dave the Diver, that was a cool announcement for Dave the Diver. V Rising. And then the Judas is a multi-plat as well. So they definitely had some third party. That VR Metro game just looks sick. And Eagle Eyes caught the fact that the second game, the medieval looking game, Legendary Tales, has co-op in it. Dragon's Dogma. I think Dragon's Dogma, the reason that this game is going to be 30 FPS, I think these engagements are just going to be insane. Just the size and the scope of some of the fights. I think that's why. Yeah, Rise of the Ronin again. I just think there's elements to this that the combat looks really, really satisfying, but graphically, it just reminds me of Sekiro, which is not a problem. I don't think that's a problem. I just think some people are going to look at this and be like, good golly, that looks kind of old. But in general, I think Team Ninja fans are going to be thrilled to have a game with fast-paced combat, you interweave guns, you can play co-op. I think people are gonna enjoy Rise of the Ronin. That's also coming out really soon. Oh, yes. The Until Dawn looked so good. Oh, my gosh, it looks so good. I can't wait. I'm going to play that again with Madam for you guys. The Death Stranding portion started at 31. They showed the Death Stranding gameplay was quite literally 8 minutes long. 8 minutes of the PlayStation State of Play was the in-game or gameplay or whatever you want to call it. Some of it was gameplay, some of it was obviously cinematics. That was 8 minutes, bro. Eugene says, this is the January State of Play. Imagine the showcase. I really do feel like they sandbagged. I think they sandbagged. I think they knew Spider-Man would carry the year for them, and they bumped a bunch of stuff that this year. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Stellar Yams is one of the ones, since it's coming so early. Helldivers also potentially something. They showed so much footage of Stellar Blade. 8 minutes. When did it start? The Stellar Blade showcase was 6 minutes long. 6 minutes for Stellar Blade, 8 minutes for Death Stranding 2. Like, I love when you show me that much of the game. I freaking love it. The Sonic game looked great. I still think people are sleeping on Foam Stars. I think a ton of people could potentially like that in the Asian market especially. The Dave the Diver and the V Rising, I think that's just good. That's just good to get those type of games. And then the Shadow Drop. Yeah, that's a solid showcase. I think they did a really good job. They really did. They really did. 43 minutes. I figured it would be under 45 since they didn't say, more than 45 minutes or something like that. 7 minutes of cutscenes and 1 minute of gameplay. Well, no, I mean, that's the thing with Kojima is a lot of those sequences and scenes are seamless. Like, you go right from the action to a lot of those scenes, and that's just Kojima's style. Like, Death Stranding, anytime they're going to show you the game, we know how beautiful the game and the gameplay can look. That's Kojima's style. Stellar Blade was almost entirely nothing but gameplay. It was, probably about a 50-50 split between the cutscenes, but a lot of gameplay, a lot of fights. The Stellar Blade was probably the strongest showcase with respect to so many different bosses, so many different environments and fights. I thought that was a great showcase of Stellar Blade. But they with Kojima, I never expect an 8 minute, Death Stranding 2 trailer to be heavy on the gameplay. I expect it to be probably pretty light on the gameplay. That again is just kind of Kojima's style, especially with Death Stranding. Yeah, the Metro VR looked really, really nice. It did. Judas looked good. Like, if that's how gameplay is going to look, I'm always a little nervous. Like, is that rendered footage? Is that what? Where's that going to end up? Okay. The Earth falls apart in real time with Death Stranding. Absolutely awesome job by PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know why people thought they were going to announce the PS5 Pro. I responded to Porter Rock about that on Twitter. I said that you absolutely would not do that in the first quarter of a year where their momentum with PlayStation 5 sales is so absurd. Like, they're going to announce the PS5 Pro either at the summer showcase or they're going to give it its own showcase maybe even later than that. They might wait until third quarter because the momentum of the PlayStation 5, you're going to absolutely slow that down if you suddenly announce the PS5 Pro. Like, I don't know why folks thought that was going to happen. I'm like, y'all are dreaming. I was like, the PlayStation 5 right now is red hot. Like, the sales projections and the momentum of market saturation that hardware has, they absolutely are going to hold off announcing the PS5 Pro until they absolutely have to. Because they know that, like, it's not really a matter of like, oh, we better announce it. No, they're going to announce it, and it's going to be hard to get one, guaranteed. Like, there's not really a need to announce a Pro early. If anything, there's a strong reason to not. John Lindemann says, Death Stranding 2 looks absolutely stunning. So many amazing details. Oh, yeah, as far as games not yet released, this is the best looking thing I've seen yet. Proper next-gen showcase. Yeah, you could tell that it was in-engine or actual gameplay. Like, that Decima engine's just bonkers. It's just such a good engine. I would love to see more. I would love to see more companies move to Decima over Unreal, because, like, Unreal is just posing lots of, problems with folks. Like a lot of games tried to pivot to Unreal 5 and have struggled. Release dates. We got a mixture of release dates as well as just announcements of what's coming. I think that's just always going to be the case. The good news is a lot of the games were either 2024, 2025, or what was there, 2, maybe 3 of the 15 games that were like, this is in development right now. I've never a big fan of that. Right? Like, we've already seen Judas, finally seeing a little bit more and finally seeing gameplay and them just being like, yeah, it's in development. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not a huge fan of announcements like that either, but a lot of that's going to come down to the marketing decisions of the company making the game. Like, whoever's making Judas, like, they want to keep their name out there periodically. They're obviously, seemingly teaming up with PlayStation maybe. The Metro game is coming this year. The Metro VR game is coming this year. The Legendary Tales VR game that had co-op is right around the corner on the 8th. Dragon's Dogma is right around the corner. Rise of the Ronin's right around the corner. Until Dawn. Did they give a date on that? I don't think they did. Did they? I think they just announced that Until Dawn was a thing. I think. Yeah, when they showed Hayden Panettiere, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, they really upped the graphics in this. Let's see. I don't think they gave a date. Oh no, 2024. Yeah, a lot of the games are still saying 2024. It's kind of annoying because it's like, how do you not have a release date yet? But maybe they want to ensure they can get them out and they're going to do more release dates at the showcase, I'm never a fan of like sitting in January and having people say, "Oh, it's coming this year." It's like, you don't have a release date. But the good news is there's so many games already coming that do have release dates. It's not that big of a deal, right? You got Helldivers 2, you got Foam Stars, you got Rise of the Ronin, you got Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade's way earlier than I expected. You got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They dropped that Silent Hill game. Silent Hill game's another one without a date, along with Judas, no date. So actually, this is more dominated by release dates than non-release dates. Kojima's game obviously being the furthest out in 2025 for Death Stranding 2, as well as the announcement that he wants to build an action espionage game for PlayStation. Why would they showcase so much Silent Hill gameplay, so much? While the series is known for atmosphere primarily, combat's the weakest attribute. I don't know. That's sometimes the art direction or the marketing decisions. Man. Yo, it's good, Trippy Moon. Death Stranding looking really edgy this season. I might play the first installment. Yeah, I really wish I could go back and play it. I just feel like it's just such a massive game. It would eat up so much of my time. I have so many other games I need to play this year. But Death Stranding, the first one, is always in the back of my mind as a game that I wish I could go back to and play. Like, I thought it was really good. Guys, there's still a lot of you here. Make sure and smash the like button. We did get within 10 of the 50 members, and if we hit that, I actually have to gift 5 members, and we have a big goal for Friday night. If you guys want to drive that right now, now's a good time to do it. A lot of the more loyal subscribers and previous channel members are hanging out. Xbox is about to buy EA now. Are you just saying that to be hyperbolic? I don't know about all that. The new action espionage game by Kojima is supposed to be a blank punch to Konami. Oh, for sure. But where are the first party games? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people are going to say that. Like, I guarantee you the console warring on Twitter is gonna focus on the fact that, like, well, where are the first party games? Because they'll be sure to point out that, like, Rise of Ronin's not first party, but I just don't think it matters. I really don't. The general public doesn't care about that. fixating on that's weird. It really is. Fixating on that's weird. Like, who cares? There's so many games coming out. Like I said today, I said Xbox is getting a later start with Hellblade, but they had one of their biggest third-party launches ever with Palworld. Like, just celebrate the good things. Oh, you're just being funny. Thank you so much, Brooklyn, for 9 months, and we are going to push this, I guess. Lone Wolf with the 5-bomb, and then a single from DK Bager and Patrick Q. That's going to take us to 47, and another one from Joker Quinn takes us to 48. Thank you guys so much. If we can hit 2750 before Friday night, my wife and I are playing Kill the Justice League, and I'm going to have to wear a Deadpool onesie if you guys want to push that. That's our goal this week. We've been modifying the goal in relation to what's happened. Risick comes in and takes us to 49. We've been modifying the goal to ensure you guys can hit it. And there it is, 50 from Lone Wolf, and Christopher Wright hits 28 months and a VIP. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to go ahead and gift the 5 more that I now owe you because we hit the new milestone. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit that. I greatly appreciate that. If you guys are getting one of the lucky ones of getting a gifted membership, you can get into our Discord now. We are paying so that you can try out the content. You can try out what we do. And 5 more from P-Dub H-Town takes us to 55. That's Agent of Chaos. That's also a 20-bomb setup to get us to the new goal of 75. If we hit 75, I'll gift another 5. Thanks for being the Agent of Chaos. P-Dub H-Town. Stone Spire is going to set up another one at the 56 marker. Still, a 20-bomb takes us all the way and rolls it over. Also, keep in mind, if you get gifted a membership, you can come to some, but not all of the Friday night streams. We did a fight night. We've done community game night. Next week, Hilly and I, if you've never watched a Hilly stream, they're a blast. Next week on Friday night, Hilly and I will be playing Helldivers 2. That will be a blast. That'll be like a low-key community game night because there will be 2 slots for people to play with us. VIPs will get preferential treatment, so make sure you're at the appropriate tier level if you want to be a part of that. Community game nights or streams with Hilly, we bring everybody. Anybody can come. Last week, we let everybody come, and we just put like an emoji in front of my wife. If she is going to be on cam, we do restrict that to folks paying for their own membership. So gifteds, you'll have to upgrade if you want to come to all of the content. So, Helldivers 2 looks cool. That's the first time they've confirmed any post-launch content with the mech. Sometimes every Friday night becomes game nights. Yeah, really, if you guys keep hitting those goals, we'll keep doing that. We'll just put an emoji in front of Madam, and then we'll all play a game together. You guys seem to really enjoy playing the Fall Guys private servers, so, you know. People want to make it about first-party games are only doing it to be disingenuous because Microsoft now have more studios. Well, and again, like, I just don't think it matters. Like, a lot of the first-party property coming from Microsoft's going to land everywhere. Like, what difference does it make? I just don't think it matters. I've always said I go where the quality is. Like, if we start getting quality releases, I'll go wherever those games are. I genuinely am not, bothered by who owns the studio, right? I care about quality. It's worth it to see your wife ridicule you every Friday. That's right. Foam Star Game Night. Oh, for sure. We'll have to do a Foam Stars Community Game Night next month as well. We'll probably do that on the 9th. We'll do an early one, maybe set a goal. Trippy Moon with 2 spots. What are your thoughts on Silent Hill 2? I think it looks great. I think it's got a good tone. I think it looks nice. Those are games I typically enjoy with you guys on a Friday night, and I get scared out of my dadgum mind. So yeah, I'm typically a fan of the spooky and the macabre and the way that they set it up, in those games. I typically have a good time with those. I've never really played Silent Hill though, right? I was late to Resident Evil. My first Resident Evil was Resident Evil 7. Certain game franchises I just never landed with me. I was very late to PlayStation, so I've only ever played Uncharted 4. My first God of War was God of War 2018. What was it the other? I've never played a Metal Gear Solid. Like, I'm late to some of the franchises and some of the platforms. They want us to know it looks and plays like the RE remakes. It definitely did have a little bit of that Resident Evil remake feel to it, you know, part 2 especially. I enjoyed that. I didn't do the B-sides or whatever it's called, where you go back through. Once the jump scare factor was gone, I wasn't really interested. So I enjoyed the first half. And then when you can replay it on the B-sides or something, I forget what it's called. That was when I was like, yeah, I'm good. I enjoyed the initial run through though. Did you have a Dreamcast? My older brother had a Dreamcast. Never played Metal Gear Solid? Yeah, no. I was a Nintendo guy, then I was a PC guy, then I was an Xbox guy, you know. Now I just have all the consoles, and I don't really care. You know, I think I lean PlayStation because of what happened in 2021 to now, and I'm building more of a library there. I have 2 PlayStation 5s, so my wife and I could play games like Returnal, which now that's where we're going to go to play games like Kill the Justice League. Phil kind of said it. Once people start building their library, that's what matters, and my next-gen library is pretty heavy on one side, you know? Not even 5, it was everywhere. I just, at the time, I did not, if I don't have a nostalgic connection to games like that, sometimes I'm just like, you also have to remember that from 2015 to 2020, all I did was stream and play Destiny pretty much all the time. So a lot of the times people are like, why didn't you play that? Why didn't you play that? There wasn't a lot of room to play other games when you're a full-time Destiny streamer and content creator. And, you know, when you're providing for your family, you have to consider not, you know, there were lots of things I wanted to do back then, and I made decisions that were more focused on what was best for my family. You know, I put that first. I've gotten a lot of criticism for that. People are like, all he cares about is the money. No, I care about my family, something, you know, some of these sideliners know nothing about, but that matters more to me. So I missed out on a lot of good stuff because for 5 years it was literally nothing but Destiny. And I would periodically play games like, you know, Zelda or Horizon Zero Dawn. I remember playing that. But it was always back to Destiny. It was always centered around Destiny. So. Speaking of Destiny, how do you feel about Joe Blackburn leaving? I think there's a lot of ways you could read it. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ways you could read it. If they're about to enter, you know, this amazing era that everybody said they were on their way to entering, I don't know. We'll see. I think losing him is I don't think it's a good sign. I don't think it's a good sign of things to come. But we'll see. You think they're cleaning house? Or people are getting out with it? Yo, that's a big one! A 20 bomb comes in from Mayhem, and he rolls it over to 76. That's not just a 20 bomb, that's an Agent of Chaos. Holy mackerel. I now owe you guys 5 more members. Absolutely incredible. Mayhem bringing the mayhem. I'm going to roll it up there. I'll tell you guys are a lot closer to the Deadpool onesie goal for Friday night. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Mayhem. And another 20 bomb. Mayhem going insane. Doing his own 20 bomb train. I've never seen anything like this. I don't think I've ever seen someone tag team their own 20 gifted member bombs. Good night. Holy cow. 60? No, he just did 2 20s. He did 40. That's insane, dude. That's absolutely insane. If you guys just got gifted a membership, man, make sure, plug in, get into our members-only Discord, get to know the community. They do like a big community event every weekend. People are joining the Kill the Justice League clan, man. Get involved. I now owe you guys 5. If we hit 100, I'll owe you 5 more. I'll owe you 5 more. Let me do the 5 I owe you guys right now, and I can give you guys a total on how close we are to the goal. A big night for PlayStation, a really good state of play. I thought the developer direct from Xbox was good. I think we're off to a really, really great... And Mayhem drops another 20 bomb. This guy's absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this before. Of all of the times people have flexed on the chat, I don't think I've ever seen anybody just do 320 bombs in a row. Gee, money Christmas. I now owe you guys 5 more because he blasted us past 100. I'm going to let them all hit. This is such a great time to gift members, too. So many loyal people hanging out, just being positive about the year and everything ahead, man. I appreciate it very, very much. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure and smash that like button as well, guys. If you've enjoyed the coverage in the co-stream, those likes help this video find more people later on. Even when we're not live, they can go back and watch the past broadcast. Let me do another 5. Yeah, I think Javier Cotto brought similar heat, but I don't know if we've ever had anybody literally just do 20, 20, 20 like that. Just dunk, dunk, dunk. That's absolutely insane. So there's the 5 more that I owe you. I'm all paid up now, unless, of course, we hit 125 or higher. Sometimes it's infectious, and people are going to be like, hey, I want to get involved. And sometimes you guys send out the bat signals, and you bring in the big boys, because you're like, yo, let's hit a goal. Let's hit a goal. I tell you what, if you guys blast past the goal, we might let everybody come this Friday night to see the Kill the Justice League stream. We'll just put the emoji in front of Madam. You know what I'm saying? If you guys keep hitting those stretch goals, you know what I mean? We're at 2601. So you guys right now you're like 130 away from the goal, because every 100 you're going to get 20 from me. Every 100 you're going to get 20 from me. And Patrick gifts another one and takes us to 116. You guys are well within reach of turning Friday night into a not just Madam and I playing Kill the Justice League, but I have a Deadpool onesie. I never used it. I cleaned out a closet the other day and found it. And a gifted member from Stone Spire. Thank you so much, Stone Spire. The man. And 5 from Outsider, taking us to 123, right on the doorstep of me owing you guys another 5. Keep in mind, okay? Keep in mind, we've been wrongfully criticized for stuff before. We are spending large amounts of gifted memberships to get you guys in. This grants you access to our members-only Discord. This grants you access to some, not all, of the Friday night streams. Thank you guys so much. And 2 more from JC and Whiskey Neat, taking us to 125, but that's not good enough. And a 10 bomb comes in from Almir, and that's going to push us to the next one as well. I now owe you guys 5 more members. Unbelievable. Whiskey Neat gifted a single. JC gifted a signal. You guys are freaking awesome. Let me do the 5 that I now owe you. I've been doing the 5s every time they hit because it helps us with the momentum. It makes the count go higher instead of waiting until the end. Thank you guys so much. That's unbelievable. I assume we're just straight chilling. Yeah, we're just kind of doing a post-show discussion. Yeah. There's over 400 people here right now, and if you get a gifted, man, make sure connect with the Discord, and get involved, man. Get to know this community. You guys can sample a lot of content in the community for the next month on that gifted, and if you want to bump up to the $6 membership, you'll get into everything. The only thing you miss out on is that once a week VIP stream we do. $6 gets you a whole lot of content. How many games are actually unavailable by not getting a console at all? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you saying, like, why do you need a console? Is that what you're saying? You don't need a console. I think people want them because they, either they don't want to wait for something like Ragnarok or Spider-Man, or they just like the convenience of having a console, Console is declining and PC gaming is rising. I think that's falsely stated. I think that both PlayStation and Nintendo Switch are proving that false if you look at their hardware saturation. There is projections for PC gaming to grow, but you're creating like a false juxtaposition. It's not like people are vacating console to go to PC. PC's actually doing fine and has projections to grow, but console projections for PlayStation 5 are to surpass the PS4, which is crazy. And a 50 bomb from Mayhem! We bring out the Death Star for that. That is incredible. That means I owe you guys 10 more. This guy coming out of nowhere with absolutely insane support. He's going to hit the goal by himself. Silent Hill Friday night stream from both games. Oh, for sure. But this week's Kill the Justice League, man, I want to play a co-op game with my wife, Mayhem, with unbelievable generosity today. Just absolutely insane. As soon as his 50 bomb is done, I owe you guys 10. This guy's bringing the absolute heat. I'm actually getting warm now from shoutcasting the gifteds. I freaking zipped up my hoodie. I was getting a little chilly earlier. Good night, Mayhem. If you guys got a gifted member from Mayhem, be sure to say thank you to the man himself. That's how it is. Late night madness. Yeah, dude. For real. G money. All right, I owe you guys 10. Oh, it's still not done yet. His 50 bomb is still not done yet. I think he's going to help you. I think he might have helped you guys literally get on the doorstep of the onesie. G-Mini Christmas. All right. I owe you guys 10. Here comes my 10. Stellar Blade pre-orders go up on February the 7th. Nice. That gameplay looked really good. All right, I'm going to let my 10 hit. 9 out of 10 show. Yeah, I thought it was a great showing. Lots of gameplay. Some surprises. We had a ghost drop. Stellar Blade is way closer than we originally thought. Just really, really good. Really, really good. And then you guys bringing the insane generosity. Almost 200 members. And I've gifted all of the ones I now owe you. Let's check the back end and see where we are. 2685. That's absolutely incredible. So the 15 more would take us to 2700, then 5 from me, 2705. Yeah, so right on the doorstep. You guys would be a 50 bomb. Well, I'm not asking for another 50 bomb. Goodness gracious. You'd be 50 away from the goal after we hit this, if we do hit 200. Actress Elle Fanning will appear in a future Hideo Kojima production. Elle was announced in 2022. Yeah, Elle Fanning wasn't a surprise because she had already been doing podcasts and interviews with Kojima. That's why before, I think she was doing some of that before Summer Game Fest, wasn't she? And that's why we thought they were going to be at Summer Game Fest. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Game Awards. There was some event where, wasn't she doing stuff with Kojima? I feel like there was a time where she was doing podcasts or interviews. I don't know. Yeah, 15 away. Yeah. Don't let the big boys intimidate you, man. The 5 bombs in the singles, they add up really, really quickly. They really, really do. The big guys like to come in and flex, and we really appreciate them doing it. But don't ever feel like 5s and singles they don't count or something. We appreciate it. We really do. And we appreciate the people that get a gifted and get involved, you know? People that get a gifted and get involved, they, you know, you guys that plug in the Discord, and you support the streams, you show up, you lurk, you listen. Even if you can't pay for your own membership, those are all great ways to support what we do. Yeah. Hope Stellar Cake has a solid 60 FPS. I don't think you could do that style of combat in 30. It's too fast. It would look terrible. That's why I'm telling you, man, Dragon's Dogma 2, I don't know. There it is, Rich Rod. That's right. A single gifted. My man. don't feel like you guys can't help out because you're not dropping the big ones. Those singles add up, man. They pay it forward. A lot of y'all have had somebody take care of you in the past. If you can now afford it, man, pay it forward to somebody else. The Dequa says, that's how I got involved. Free membership. There you go. Tell them about Saturday nights. Yeah, every Saturday night, the community hangs out in the voice chat. It's just great. I know lots of people are, I know some people are lonely and isolated. Man, this community is just super dope. You can really meet some great people here. Patrick Q gifts a single. Says, come on, boys. We're not going to get this close to 200 and stop. I appreciate that very, very much. Am I going to play Suicide Squad for a bit tonight? Yeah, I'm going to play some more with Madam. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it, man. The hate and the criticism today and people like questioning my honesty or integrity, it's irritating, man. Just let people enjoy the game. I don't know why people have to make it about the person saying it. This guy says he doesn't understand why the gameplay or even the graphics deserve praise for the game. The graphics are actually really, really good. JC coming in and gifts one, and it goes to J-Stock. Good to see you, J-Stock. And Whiskey Neat comes in and does one. It's a single gifted train. Come on, y'all, get involved. See, I've always wanted to see how long we could keep a single train going, right? Show up the big boys, This guy says, pass. Good video, though. I subscribed. Appreciate it. Hey, there's another one from Bolton Gaming. He's going to keep the train alive and takes us to 190. 10 away from the 200. Stone Spire's calling on chat. He's like, come on, boys. Come on. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying they're having a good time with it, Just keep going. Just have fun. That's what gaming's supposed to be about. Graphics look better than Hellblade? What graphics look better than Hellblade? I think Hellblade's graphics look great. I think my biggest concern about Hellblade is performance. I've already seen people out there saying, they're already defending it at 30. I'm like, why are you preemptively defending 30 FPS again? Why? Why are we doing this? Yo, Melrose Mike gifts a member. Thank you so much. Keeping the single gifted train alive. I appreciate that very, very much. Bolton says, I've been gifted plenty of times. I have no problem giving back. Hey, that's very kind of you, man. Thank you, Bolton. You guys went so crazy all of last year. I gifted over 4,000 members last year. Luke Stevens made a 20-minute video zooming into tiny details in the background of Suicide Squad and nitpicked it. He's calling the buildings 2 miles away low poly. I'm impressed at how optimized the game is. I think the density of the buildings and the city, I just think it all looks really, really good. It's fine. If somebody wants to nitpick the graphics or the content loop or they just hate live service, that's fine. Like I said this morning, if you're going to criticize those things, I want details. Where did they misstep with the live service? Don't just tell me the content loop's boring. Tell me why. What's the problem? I think a lot of the criticism lacks specificity, and that's okay. Sometimes you can't really quantify, right? Sometimes you can't really quantify why something's boring, and I that's fine. But when someone, says it's bad or it's live service trash or it's live service hell, explain that to me. Why? That's all I want to know. I'm not trying to convince you to like it. I'm not trying to convince you that you're wrong. I just think I've seen a lot of broad generalizations and no specificity. Stone Spire keeps the single train alive and gets us to 192. 8 more will make a great capstone to the day. I was just going to talk about it. He says it's good, and you've said it's good. I'm considering getting it. I never try to convince people to get a game. I just give you my honest feedback, and I'm having fun, and I'm playing it off stream. Like this morning I was playing, right? I was late to stream because of it. I didn't feel like writing any more of my monologue. I wanted to play the game. So, Mostly because most of them have daily login. I don't have that kind of time. Yeah, but this game doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have FOMO. I don't think it has daily logins. It does have daily things for you to do and weekly things for you to do, and that's totally fine. Those are so minor. There's no like battle pass, playable content. None of that's going to be like FOMO'd up with fear of missing out. Missing like a daily contract or something, that's nothing. That you're not missing out. That's just daily, weekly grind stuff. That's part and parcel to live service. That's not FOMO. What do I think about Rise of the Ronin? I think Rise of the Ronin gameplay looks like it could be fun. It just definitely doesn't look next gen, and that's okay. The art style and the fact that it's co-op, I'm willing to sort of be like, okay, that's fine. As long as it runs really well. Like, if it looks like that, it better run like rock solid 60 and not have any issues, because it kind of looks old gen. And I get it, it's art style, right? It just looks like Sekiro to me. Sekiro is not some graphical tour de force, and that's okay. That's okay. Sekiro is my favorite FromSoft game. You know, people are like, well, you've not played Bloodborne. It's like, I don't want to play a 30 FPS game, so I'll wait and hopefully get to play that game in all of its glory, you know, as God intended at 60 FPS. So, you know, I love Sekiro, even though it doesn't... games do not have to be a next-gen tour de force. Like, I think we've over-obsessed on, like, photorealism, but it's more than that with Rise of the Ronin. It's like the animations... Wait, somebody's saying 50 more if he hits 2,200 today? Wait, Doctor's Office, are you throwing down a gauntlet? Is that what you're saying? Guys, come on. If that's what he's saying, that's a massive gauntlet. Let's go. Oh, no. Is Hasio asking how much we need? Hasio might be asking how much we need to get to the goal. Is that what he was asking? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Doctor's Office. He might be just answering a question in chat. He's like, no, I didn't say that. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Sorry. I may have come in midstream on a conversation. Doctor's Office is like, dude, slow down, bro. It looks like action cameras jumping around. Quintar says, let's get more than we need. And he takes us to 202. Absolutely unbelievable. That's also Agent of Chaos taking us past what we needed. The man himself. That means I owe you guys 5 more. Let me do it. Let me do it. My email's always crazy on these days. I get an email every time you guys make me buy some. Every time. Yeah, he asked. No, you're good, Doctor's Office. Doctor's Office does not owe us 50 members. That was my mistake. I misread chat. I apologize. I apologize. Sorry for the confusion. No, you're good, Hasio. You're good. That was actually more my fault than anything. I misread chat. That's not your fault. That's my fault. Hang on. We got to refresh the back end. Rise of the Ronin looks too similar to Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't get that vibe at all. Yeah, we're at 2707. 2707. So yeah, Doctor's Office was keeping track. He was doing they were doing a good job. We need basically 50 more for the goal of this week. So that's amazing. 2750 is what we were going for. You guys are freaking bringing the heat, man. I love it. Is the stream delay longer with a new cap card? Oh, that wouldn't affect stream delay, Dan. That's not how a cap card works. Stream delay is set by the back end on YouTube. And I have it set to normal latency, so there is a little bit of stream delay. The reason that I do that is because if I put it on low latency, it causes a lot of people to buffer if they're on slower connections. So I would rather more people be able to watch than me like have quicker reaction time to chat. So it's sort of it's a debate about what's important. I'd rather more people be able to watch and not experience buffering, as opposed to being able to like just be quicker on responses and stuff. So yeah, that's a decision that I make on the back end of like the dashboard of on YouTube. You can do, as a streamer, you can do normal latency, low latency, and ultra low latency. I just choose normal for y'all's sake because we had a lot of people complaining about it. And they were like, I watch a lot of YouTubers that stream and I don't have this problem. And I thought, you know what? I bet they all keep it on normal because that's the default setting. And we switched to normal, and then all the complaints about buffering stopped. So, yeah. Rather like Ghost and Starfield. Team Ninja made Neo. That's what it looks like, but bigger. Like I said, I think fans of that company and that genre style, I think they're going to love it and they're going to vibe with it. I think people that are a little bit more focused on graphics and next gen are going to be like, yo, this looks kind of old. So, you know, that's not hate. I just think that there are people that look at a game like that and say, you know, doesn't look like a PS5 game. It looks kind of like a PS4 game, and that's okay. Tom Henderson is reading the Kojima making a new action espionage game. He says, is this our first game announcement for the PlayStation 6, or has there been others? Tommy Hendy is thinking that new Metro game, oh, it's VR, said Jez. Tom said, just wait. I'm taking that from Tom Henderson to mean there is a new Metro game coming. It just wasn't announced tonight. Watching the Death Stranding 2 trailer, and all I can think of is that Sony game protagonist's urge to hang the little dude from his belt. I thought that was a little bit of a head nod to God of War, but maybe not. When the little puppet was like, he didn't want to go on the backside of Norman Reedus' character and he wanted to be on the front. I thought that was like, I don't know. Maybe not. It's just so hard not to see it that way. Wolf Saint says we can hit that 50 tomorrow. Does the 2750 roll over to Feb since we're on its doorstep? Oh yeah, Stone Spire. The way that it works is 30 days ago is how that it gets affected. So if 30 days ago you guys went kind of crazy tomorrow, which would be what? That would basically be Jan 1. It doesn't look like you guys went that crazy on January 1. So you're not in any real danger of losing a ton of members overnight. It's always best to push the pedal down when we're this close, but because then you just secure it and we're good. We get it. We hit it and then we're done. Tomorrow we wake up and then we lose a little bit. And there's no way for me to keep track of the month as the month. Like I don't have the ability to do that. So we always just do the... I've been adjusting the goal to be fair to you guys. It's like we will get really close and then over the weekend we'll lose a bunch of members. And I'm like, okay, let's lower the goal. Let's be fair. It's more about just keeping the homies in the member pool, doing fun stuff. It's not about like, nope, sorry guys, well, we got to hit 3,000 or I'm not doing it. Like, I'm always willing to adjust the goal when there's drops. We did that a bunch this month, and I gave y'all, we did an extra community game night. We did a stream with Madam where everybody could come. We just put the emoji in front of her. We did all of that as a way of just being like, hey, you guys, we adjusted the goal each week accordingly. So Jeff Keeley already has 30,000 votes asking how people would grade it. 30% A, 35% B, 20% C, D, 13%. So this was a very, very well-received state of play based on just that sampling. Yeah, that Decima engine, John Linneman's, kind of going off about it. John Linneman just not putting up with people anymore. He says, I think it looks much better, honestly, but Hellblade 2 is up there. And this guy says, this doesn't surprise me. He says, you said the opposite if PlayStation logo was on the Hellblade 2 and the Xbox on Death Stranding. John Linneman says, that's so stupid. What's wrong with you? Go away. That's how to talk to these Neanderthals, dude. Just like, listen. I'm a huge Hellblade fan. They showed way more Death Stranding. You want to start acting like John Linneman hasn't given enough flowers to Hellblade 2? It's because we can't get consistent footage of Hellblade 2. Even their very first trailer that they showed, where they were on the beach throwing spears at the guy, the new gameplay doesn't look anything like that. It doesn't look anything like that. We have not gotten a consistent, uncut gameplay showcase of Hellblade 2. That Death Stranding was 8 minutes long. We got tons of good looks at gameplay. Like, come on, dude. Like, I'm a huge fan of Hellblade, but I've been frustrated by the lack of uncut, by the lack of raw gameplay. Like, I just don't feel like we've gotten a consistent view of what that game is going to look like. Anybody who says that we have, I'm sorry. I've defended the game. I think it looks good, right? I tell people, I'm like, because there were people being really critical and said it looks bad. I was like, I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think we've seen enough. And I was really frustrated at the developer direct when they didn't really show any new footage. Oh, you missed the whole thing, Zinthos? Are you worried about Hellblade 2? A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Don't disrespect Neanderthals like that. I swear we're smart. Lono's the biggest Hellblade defender. Yeah, I've defended it a ton, but I'm also willing to admit we haven't got consistent viewings of it. We haven't. I can't tell you what it's going to look like. I can't tell you if we're going to get 60 FPS. For it to be in development as long as it has and the combat to look exactly the same is very disappointing. Well, what you're saying is actually completely and utterly false. The combat doesn't look exactly the same. You're either unfamiliar with the first game or you're not doing a fair comparison. That's just completely untrue. The Hellblade combat has so many new moves and things that she can't do in the first game. The first game, the combat was extremely limited and very basic. In the new game, she's using different weapons, different moves. It's not at all exactly the same. That's simply not true. It's not an opinion. That's false. That's a false claim. There's a difference. If you actually break down the moves and the things that she does in the trailer, it's not exactly the same. That's not at all fair to the game. My frustration has been the lack of a consistent view of the game. Everything's highly edited, quick cuts. You know, one trailer looks completely different than the next. So yeah, they're reporting now the total number of Xbox players that have played Palworld since release is 7 million. I tried to tell people that game was crushing on Xbox and nobody wanted to believe me. I'm like, it's not on the most played. It's not on the most played. And that's a glitch. Like, it was a glitch. That thing was crushing. It had more daily active users than Fortnite the one day. And Fortnite is always at the top on the Xbox most played. So, I think people were just absolutely, I don't know what word to call it, but they weren't being honest. It was like, that game was clearly getting good engagement on Xbox. Surprised we get 60 on Xbox. I only tried it because of Game Pass. It runs so bad on the Series S. I mean, them saying it was like their single biggest third-party Game Pass launch or whatever the stat is, that doesn't surprise me. It also probably doesn't surprise me that you know, a lot of folks like you probably tried it out, and then that was the end of it. That's good. That's fine. That's what Game Pass is there for. You know? Okay. Massive day. I'm all paid up on what I owe you. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Maybe we'll just react to this and I'll just walk through everything I thought. We might just do that tomorrow. Fair point. Weird that the trailer didn't highlight the differences then. Here's the thing, Adam. If you go back and you watch the original trailers for the first Hellblade, it's very much in the vein of how Ninja Theory promotes their games. There's almost no combat in the original Hellblade 1 trailers. Like, none. So I get it. That's not the focal point of the game, but it certainly looks like this game, they did up the ante. She has more she can do. You know, the combat looks like there's going to be, like, maybe even more of it. My issue is not that. I don't care how much combat or how many puzzles they end up deciding to do. None of that matters to me. I trust Ninja Theory. My concern is quality. We cannot get an accurate representation of what that freaking game looks like. And as a huge Hellblade fan, I find it annoying. It's very annoying. I know exactly what Avowed looks like now. I know exactly what it looks like. I've seen plenty of gameplay. No question marks in my brain. I can't say that about Hellblade 2. Solid showcase. I don't know about Dragon's Dogma 2, Broken Lobo. That targeting 30 FPS even on PC, I don't know, bro. That game's gonna be an oddity to be sure if it targets 30 and doesn't go beyond 30 for most folks on PC as well as console. That's gonna be, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how the PC audience handles that. I don't think they'll like it very much, but Rise of the Ronin needs to have a demo before I can make up my mind. Yeah, maybe. I think it's hard sometimes to demo a game like that because if you don't put in enough time, it's hard to really get into a rhythm with it. If Hellblade 2 flops, will you be done with Xbox? No, they own too much property. I mean, if they start cranking out a lot of their property on the other platforms, then it won't really matter. Then it'll just be a matter of if their games are good or not. The Series X that I own will likely never get turned on unless my kiddos and I are trying to play a multi-plat game together, right? We played Lego Fortnite. That was the first time that my Series X had been turned on in a long, long time. And, you know, people will always try to twist that into that I'm a pony and I hate on Xbox. Your insecurity and your daddy issues are not my responsibility. Those are just my preferences as a consumer. That's just what happens. Like, I didn't buy a Series X to play a bunch of Game Pass games, you know, from other providers. I bought it hoping that Xbox was going to bring the first-party next-gen heat, and they didn't. So they've completely shifted away from the power narrative. Series X is almost never mentioned, you know. And the same people that'll criticize me and call me a grifter for saying that are the people that will, you know, hand wave and act like the entire narrative around the platform hasn't completely changed in the last couple of years. So ask yourself who's the grifter. Ask yourself who's honest. Yes. It's a hamburger. It's something. What's it made out of? Okay. Okay. All right. Mushroom? That's really good, Mama. Oatmeal? Oh, meow. You guys have those jokes with your significant other? You just say things and you know? Give me 1 second. It's really good. They can't even look at it? I think it's excellent. I can't believe how good it tastes. Non-burger burger made from like... We don't typically eat like that. I mean, I eat red meat. She doesn't. It's a non-burger burger. It's like mushrooms and rice, black beans, oatmeal. It tastes amazing. I'm blown away how good it tastes. Huh. Oh, it's the onions and the mushrooms that pull it together. That's what it is. The onions and the mushrooms pull it together. No, thanks, Mama. Just a teeny bit longer, and then I'll briefly probably touch base with Creature and think about what we're gonna do tomorrow. 30 FPS is situational for me. I'm performance mode junkie. But if you think I'm not playing Dragon's Dogma, you're crazy. I mean, listen, I get it. Dragon's Dogma looks sick. I think they went really, really up there with the engagements. Like, some of those fights are crazy. Onions and mushrooms are goated. Oh, anytime we grill out, we take this thing out on the grill, and I cover it with onions, mushrooms, and peppers, and we season the heck out of it. Oh, that's such a good side, or you can put it on the burger. It's so good. What's up with Foam Stars launching into PS Plus? I thought Sony said they can't do day and date. Well, when Sony said that, they were talking about their big first-party titles. That's not a first-party title. It's also a live service game. So not comparable. Like a big AAA title like God of War Ragnarok is what they were talking about when Jim Ryan was talking about the virtuous cycle. So you're kind of misrepresenting what they said. All right, see you, Donnie. Yeah, DSB, we've had Impossible and Beyond, and they're fine. I'll eat them. They taste okay. My wife made this from scratch. Like, it's so good. I wouldn't say... I mean, up close, people, my kids don't want it. It certainly looks a little... I was a little suspicious when I looked at it, and then I bit into it, and I was like, oh my word, it's good. You think the messaging was weak? I'm not sure what you mean by the messaging was weak. What are you referring to? Foam isn't first party? No, it's a Square Enix game. It's not a first party. It's not. It's I don't know if PlayStation secured the rights, but they've secured exclusivity. But no, it's not a first party PlayStation studio. Square Enix. I think people do this a lot. Square Enix really feels like a PlayStation studio because of Final Fantasy, but it just isn't. Big burgers are kind of toxic, the commercial ones anyway. They're so high in sodium, Dan. They're so high in sodium. They cause more grease fires on my grill than real burgers. Yeah, there it is. Elle Fanning did an interview in May of last year. I knew it. I was like, I know she was doing stuff right before Summer Game Fest. In development for PS5, is it exclusive or not? I'll be honest with you. I don't know what that term means because Judas is a multi-plat game as far as we know. So I don't know if that means that PlayStation secured the marketing rights, or do they have priority in the development? Like, are they going to be, is it going to run better, look better, have more features on PlayStation? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that phrase used like that on a multi-plat. They'll say that about their own games, right? They'll be like, developed for the PS5. We've seen that for Hellblade, developed for the Series X. Like, we've seen that. I don't know what it means. I'm like, did you guys just secure the marketing rights, but in development for the PS5? Are they just playing a cheeky game of like, yeah, it's a multi-plat. It's true to say it's in development for the PS5, but it might not mean anything more beyond that. So I don't know. PlayStation's real smart about securing marketing rights for multi-plat games. And then if you, like, think about like I've told this before about the showcase last year. Think about John Q. Public that watched that. What do you think John Q. Public thinks at the end of that Judas trailer? What do you think he thinks? He thinks, oh, that's a PlayStation game. I love BioShock. That's the reason to get a PlayStation. The scrappy guerrilla-style warfare marketing that PlayStation's doing on some of this, that's why people get all obsessed about first party, because they don't see the world the way the gaming world does. They see it in these weird competitions on Twitter. Yes, I will give my thoughts on Helldivers, Adam. That is one of the things that I've been saying about that game. What's the post-launch content format? What is it? And like you're saying, what's the microtransactions? How are they going to look? Yo, all right, Broken Lobo, good to see you. Oh, Lobo's not leaving, maybe. Oh, you love a good Star Trek reference. What was the reference? Oh, red alert to the Captain Bridge. Klingons attacking. Got it. I thought Lobo was maybe leaving when he said, live long and prosper. That's why I canceled my pre-order. That show sucked. Gotcha games galore. They showed over 15 games. One game is a confirmed gotcha. That's gotcha games galore. That math doesn't math. I mean, you got a response. Is that all you were looking for? He said Stellar Blade. First and foremost, Stellar Blade is not a gacha game. Secondly, even if it was, that doesn't mean there was gacha games galore. That would still only be 2. It's just such a weird statement. Like going to the state fair and like there's one Ferris wheel and you're like, oh, it was Ferris wheels galore. What? Was Celebrate ever a gacha? I don't know. Let's see what else they've ever said in the channel. Okay, let's not write off Killer just yet. During Justice League gameplay, they said, is it as bad as the media made it out to be? This actually looks interesting. I might have to buy it. They were in the corner of Xbox potentially buying the studio making Pow World. And then what they said today, I don't know. They could be genuinely confused about what a gacha game is. I don't know. Jeff, you said it was a 4.5 as far as first party was concerned. Is he saying 4.5 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 10? He's developed for Sony, so he knows where the bar is. I didn't realize that. Oh, he gave it a 4.5 out of 10 as far as first party is concerned. Oh. I need that. There's a clip of of Zach Galifianakis going, you hear that? No one cares. No one cares about that. Like, people keeping track on Twitter, that's going to be their one consolation, is that, well, there was only Stellar Blade. Is Stellar Blade, do they own that studio, or is Sony just publishing it? Right? I don't even think that's a first-party game either. Yeah, Sony Interactive Entertainment is publishing it. Shift Up is not. I don't think Shift Up is owned by PlayStation. I'm not saying nobody cares what Jaffe has to say. I'm saying nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about what did you give it on a scale of 1 to 10 first party. Nobody cares about that. When you have a solid second party showing, who gives a frick? When you have all these exclusives that you're paying for and publishing, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's literally it's a bygone era of scorekeeping, right? It's a bygone era. It's just like weird energy. It's like, you do? Why? Why do you care? If somebody's heavily interested in Stellar Blade, do you think their interest or enjoyment changes when they realize that Sony's just publishing it and they don't own the dev? Like, why does that affect it? Why does the financials behind the game affect your interest? That's, again, I think that's weird energy. I do. I've really changed my perspective on this, because last year I was all disappointed about the PlayStation Showcase. And then I was like, wait a minute, who cares about first party? We know they've got good studios. We know they're working on stuff. I don't want to hear from those studios until those games are close to coming out. What's the financials behind the game matter? My criticism for the showcase last year still stands. I didn't like the lack of the gameplay, the cinematic trailers for, like, what was the heist game? There was the heist game, and then there was something else. Like, I've been trying to tell people that we're trying to claim that not a lot of people who are playing Power World on Xbox. I kept trying to tell people, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Tons of people are playing. Who cares? Oh, it's not first party. Who cares? Because quality narrative is around first party, not second and third party content. What do you, okay, hang on a minute. So the quality narrative, what quality narrative are you referring to? Are you talking about people claiming that, like, first party PlayStation games are of a high quality? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you mean. What quality narrative are you referring to? The only downside with it being third party is it has the possibility to be bought out of release on another console. Okay, so now instead of answering my question, you're just shifting topics. Wolverine is 2 years away. It was announced 3 years at a State of Play. Where was that at? Okay. First and foremost, you have to look at the life cycle of the consoles. When Wolverine was announced, you have to examine what were they trying to do. They were creating consumer confidence in the future of a new platform. And it was not at a State of Play. It was at the 2020 showcase. And then all of 2020 happened and 2021 happened. So lots of development got pushed back. But the fact that they showed Wolverine, you have to look at the context of why they showed Wolverine. They were establishing strong confidence in the future of the PlayStation 5 and showing you not just Spider-Man, but Wolverine. Buddy, that Wolverine trailer created a ton of hype. It did its job. So where was Wolverine tonight? Who the frick cares? Insomniac's building it. I trust Insomniac. I don't need to see anything from them. Go 4 years ago. Do you really want to start talking about games that were shown a long time ago? Do you really want to start listing them all and asking where they are? Because you're going to find yourself having to be critical of literally every company. Tons of people have done this. Xbox was playing the same game when they showed, State of Decay 3 and Hellblade 2. And they showed so many games back, not in 2020, mind you, 2019. They showed some of those games. We haven't heard a thing about State of Decay 3. Hellblade 2, we have a bunch of inconsistent trailers that don't match each other. They all look different. So, there's so many games and so many companies and so many announcements that did that back in 2019, 2020. That doesn't mean they're going to have things to show right now. They're just not. Where's the content to reinforce that goodwill? See, once again, I don't think you're examining the situation. In what universe does PlayStation have to reinforce goodwill right now? Their saturation for the PS5 is set to surpass PS4. They're 3-1 over Xbox. So what did they do? Internal reports said they delayed games last year voluntarily, shuffled them down the road. They're sandbagging. They're keeping their cards close to their chest. Why? They won. That's why. When you win the fight, they're getting consumer migration right now in the United States. They're getting people to switch to their side. All data points to this. So right now, they don't need to do any of that. They won. There is no pressure for them to show you Wolverine or to announce Ghost of Tsushima 2. There's no pressure at all. They're playing from the front. And when you play from the front, you don't have to force trailers and announcements. You don't have to do any of that. I think people completely misread what they're doing. 6 years later? 6 years later on what? What was announced in 2018? What are you referring to? Isn't Wolverine confirmed to come out in 2025? Well, but that's from a leak, so that's not really confirmation. Hellblade 2, Everwild, State of Decay 3, and Fable were all talked about and shown before Wolverine was even announced. Thank you. That's not even whataboutism. That's just showing you that both sides did it. Both sides front-loaded to get people to buy into their console or their platform. And guess what? One side won and doesn't have to do it anymore. Which side do you feel like is still needing to do that? And do you wonder why they're doing that? Because they're behind. That's why. PlayStation doesn't need to do that. They won the fight. They have the consumer adoption. They have the momentum. They have the trajectories. They don't have to do any of that crap. What's Xbox doing? Xbox is constantly showing you games that are nowhere near the market. We don't know. Where's Fable? We have no idea. State of Decay 3, that's gone completely quiet. Don't you see? They're doing the thing that I actually think isn't helpful. I don't need to see that Fable trailer. The Fable trailer didn't show me anything. Where is it? Because we have gameplay on all the other titles you mentioned. Again, where's Wolvie? We have no gameplay of Everwild. We have no gameplay of State of Decay 3, and we have no gameplay of Fable 3. Fable. That was simulated in-engine gameplay. That wasn't raw gameplay. There is no gameplay of Everwild. There is no gameplay of State of Decay 3. You just here to lie, or are you actually here to have a discussion? Because you smell like bad faith. You reek of it. Because now you're just making things up and being dishonest. We don't have any gameplay for those titles. Even with Hellblade, we don't have consistent gameplay. We don't. PlayStation showed Marathon last year. They didn't show Marathon. That was a cinematic trailer. Yeah, State of Decay 3 and Perfect Dark, no gameplay. Like, it literally feels like you're straining to find a problem with the showcase. Like, you're reaching to be like, well, I care about first party. It doesn't sound like you care about first party at all. It sounds like you're arguing from the green side of the aisle in bad faith. Look how quick you are defending that side. Oh, they've shown gameplay for all those games. No, they haven't. We got a whole leak of the game. We have plenty of references to see. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm sensing a goalpost maneuver because Sony's been skating on only trailers. What? A goalpost maneuver. You mentioned Wolverine. You're obsessed with Wolverine. I pointed to that's the time frame where they're trying to establish confidence in the future of the platform, and I pointed to the fact that Xbox did the exact same thing, and now you're sensing a goalpost shift. It's not a goalpost shift, and you just lied. You said that State of Decay 3 had gameplay, Everwild had gameplay. I wouldn't even count Fable's trailer as gameplay, because it wasn't. You want to show me a character moving around in engine? That's not frickin' gameplay. It isn't. Plenty of games have done that over the years, and we've never called it gameplay. People just called that gameplay because they were desperate to act like Fable actually got shown. It was not gameplay. I don't even care what the dev said on Twitter. That was in-engine movement and animation showcases. That was not raw gameplay. It wasn't somebody running around. Xbox has gameplay out? No. There is no. I don't understand where you're coming from. There's no gameplay of State of Decay 3 or Everwild. There isn't. The State of Decay 3 trailer is all cinematic. We don't have a thing on Everwild. We have nothing. I'm not kidding. Do you watch those? Do you watch those channels that post fake stuff? Like, I feel like you've been completely duped. There's no way you think that we have gameplay of those games. We don't. Yeah, we got tons of gameplay of... What sent us down this pathway was I asked the question... Why does the financials behind the game matter to you? Who cares if Stellar Blade is second party? Who cares? Why does that matter to you? And you said because of the quality narrative. I said what quality narrative? You didn't answer my question. You immediately shifted to focusing on Wolverine and how we haven't seen anything. Like, again, you're not engaging in a back and forth. You have an agenda, and it's so easy to see. Gameplay on Avowed, Indie, Hellblade 2, Aura Visions of Mana just dropped. Okay, see, but now you're misunderstanding the discussion. The discussion was about, why do you care about the financials behind the game? You shifted to saying because of the quality narrative and then refused to talk about what that was. Dodge the question like Neo in the Matrix. And then you shifted to what about Wolverine? So I said that was announced during a time where they were trying to establish confidence in the platform. Xbox did the exact same thing. We've not seen hide nor hair of State of Decay 3. We have nothing from Everwild. We have nothing from Perfect Dark. There's tons of titles that they used to announce or talk about to hype people up. Same with Fable. We don't have gameplay of Fable. And you now are shifting to, well, we have gameplay of Avowed, Indie, Hellblade 2, Aura. Like I said, your bad faith it's palpable. I can smell it. I could tell from the moment you started talking during this showcase that you were going to bring bad faith nonsense. I knew it. I knew it. It's the same thing every time. Feigning concern about PlayStation, pretending to be interested, right? and then being like, well, so-and-so said it was a 4.5 for first party. Like, trying to bring in somebody else's commentary. And now you're in here talking about Wolverine. I bought a PS5 just to play God of War Ragnarok, platinum that. Joker, don't do that. You think that because you bought a PlayStation 5 that you've done a good job arguing today? Yeah, you bought a PlayStation 5 for God of War Ragnarok. That doesn't negate the fact that you've been bad faith arguing. Because I literally pushed back on what you said. I was like, why do you care about the financials behind the game? And you've done nothing but shift the goalpost the entire time. I'm saying I'm neutral? No, you're not. Look how quick you came to the defense of Xbox. I wasn't even slamming Xbox. I was saying they did the same thing. Both companies said, here's all the games coming. It's called forecasting. Right? It's called forecasting. Wolverine was forecasting for the platform. So was State of Decay 3. Like, they're forecasting. They're saying, oh yeah, look, you're going to want to be on our platform. So I didn't bring that up to say, I wasn't slamming Xbox. I literally said, yeah, both platforms did it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. And when we started pushing back, you just perpetuated dishonesty. You said that they had gameplay for all those games. And it's like, no, they don't. There's no gameplay for Everwild or State of Decay 3. There's not even gameplay for Fable. I'm telling you, it's like, it's just never consistent. It's always this insistence on like holding PlayStation to some standard, and it's always funny. It always comes from somebody who's on the green side. It's like, why are you holding this standard? Are you holding Xbox to that standard? Everybody knows that in the beginning stages, they're going to announce a ton of games. That's par for the course for console launches. They're going to announce a ton of stuff. And in the years that followed, the amount that each side got, I gravitated to one side. It wasn't difficult. That's just I have every platform. If the Nintendo Switch 2 would have dropped in 2021 and could hit like 60 FPS, I'd have been playing a lot more games there too. Yes, I am, actually. If you view yourself neutral, then I'm not really sure why you were doing a pretty concerted effort to chop the showcase down. You were doing the exact same thing that so many people do now. They're going to see a great showcase like that or a great state of play, and they're like, yep, no first party. Pfft, no first party. And it's like, Yo, thank you, Big Evil, for 13 months. Thanks, J-Dog, for the gifted. Thanks, J-Dog, for the gifted. I appreciate that. You slammed Xbox for the layoffs, too? Plenty of people that are pro Xbox slam them for the layoffs. That's not, again, I'm not trying to other you. I'm not trying to put you into a category. I'm not trying to do that. But when I analyze your approach to today's discussion, it very much reeks of pro Xbox bad faith. It's like, I'm going to chop this thing down because of the lack of first party, and then you start chasing your tail on stuff like Wolverine, and then the minute we bring up the fact that, like, you know, Xbox did the same thing, that's not uncommon to do that, you start making false statements about, no, we have gameplay for all those games. It's like, it just reeks of bad faith. You're only interested in Death Stranding 2. I give Sony credit for that. I'm not running the timer, am I? Okay, I was going to say. Who's getting Helldivers 2? Next week on Friday night, Hilly and I will be playing it, and we'll treat it like a low-key community game night. We'll let VIP get first dibs. This game is crap, dude. Why do you want to defend it? People slammed them because it was so predictable, and they claimed they wouldn't do it. A big fear was them acquiring all the studios. It would mean bad things for the employees and their projects and games. I felt both showcases were good for their own platforms. I actually feel Sony's was a little better, but Xbox's roadmap is much better at the moment because of Bethesda and ABK deals. Right, and the cadence is there for both platforms. I think that's what I said before the showcase even happened. It was like, everybody should be happy. Everybody should be happy. Like, both platforms have a great cadence. They really do. We don't have dates beyond Hellblade, but that doesn't matter. They've slated games for the year, so the hope would be we get dates in June from the showcase, from the Xbox showcase. That would be the hope. Yeah, Atlas, there was a PlayStation State of Play. The green side moved the goalposts from exclusives to first party once they bought ABK and now have more studios. They don't even win the quality argument, just the quantity argument. Yeah, but even that focus on first party, it just doesn't matter. What difference does it make if they build something and it's theirs, but it's sold everywhere? Like, again, who cares? That's why I keep saying, why do you care about the financials behind it? Let's say Blade is multi-platform, because I believe that it is. Okay? Let's say Blade is multi-platform. If Blade lands and is great and gets good review scores and sells really well, what's the point in celebrating that and saying, haha, look how good this first-party game is, we made tons of money? Like, again, I don't get why the financials behind the game matter. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I like studios because of the studios and their games. Like, I like Sucker Punch because of Ghost of Tsushima. If Sucker Punch was a second-party studio, I wouldn't give a frick. I love Ninja Theory because Hellblade is one of my all-time favorite games. I don't care that Xbox owns them. It's a little concerning because of the pattern of studios owned under Xbox. Lots of creative exodus from their studios. So we'll see, but I'm not like angry that Xbox owns them. I'm concerned, but not like angry. You buy a PlayStation for the first party content, not what's everywhere. I'm in the Twilight Zone right now. No, see, you're in the Twilight Zone of foolish presumption, which is a self-created Twilight Zone. You foolishly presume that I'm saying first party doesn't matter. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I don't care if an exclusive is not made by a dev owned by PlayStation. I don't care about that. Brian King, thanks for gifting a member. I don't care about that. Why should I? That's why I said, who cares about the financials, brother? Who cares about Stellar Blade and the dev being not owned but just published? Like, who cares about that? It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive. Do you think it would matter if Returnal, if Housemarque wasn't owned by PlayStation? Do you think that would matter? No, it was an exclusive. See, for the longest time, exclusives mattered. And now, we've got to shift things around to win some weird invisible fight. And it's like, oh, no. First party is what matters. What are you talking about? Exclusives are what drove me to make sure I had a PlayStation 5. I was like, I want to play those games. Oh my gosh. That's why I even bought a PlayStation 4 Pro to begin with. Why? I wanted to play Spider-Man and God of War. Now imagine if Spider-Man launched and was made by Insomniac and PlayStation published it, but let's just imagine that at that time Insomniac wasn't owned by PlayStation. It wouldn't have mattered to me. Why? Because I saw Spider-Man and I wanted to play it. So I bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. At the time, I couldn't even tell you if Insomniac was owned by PlayStation because I didn't follow any of this crap back then. I played Destiny primarily. And when I saw a good game come out, I wanted to play it. And I didn't want to miss out on God of War 2018, and I didn't want to miss out on Spider-Man. So I bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. I believe I had a PlayStation 4 before that, but it was a standard. And it was one that I believe the stream bought for me. So back then, it was exclusivity that mattered, not who owned the developer. That's the mistake you're making. You're presuming so much about me as a consumer, which again is a telltale sign of somebody arguing from bad faith. You view me as I'm not saying you do, but this is what it sounds like. It sounds like you view me as like a pony or something, and it's like, I genuinely mean it when I say I'm attracted to game quality. I don't give a rip who owns the studio. I don't care about that. If I got to go over here to get the game, I'm going to go over here to get the game. I don't care who owns the studio behind Stellar Blade. I don't care who owns the studio behind Rise of the Ronin. Those things don't matter to me. Average consumers don't care, says Street Shadow. I literally had my cousin ask if he had to get Tekken on the Xbox. Right, yeah, the average consumers don't care about this stuff. They just don't. That's why a showcase like this and that's why a state of play like this and the summer showcase last year from PlayStation, I genuinely do not think PlayStation gives a single ounce of a frick about designating what a first party is, what a second party is, or what a third party is. That's a frickin' made-up board game on Twitter. It's not real. Thank you, Sam, for gifting a member. Tempting one final 20-bomb push. We're 20 away from 225. Doing my monthly pay it forward. Thank you so much, Sam. Console exclusives will be irrelevant as an incentive to buy the console. Right. He says, I'm a pony. Yeah, I thought you were neutral. I don't know what's happening. Lono, he's confused the difference between first party and exclusives, looking at his replies to me. We know Sony does third party exclusives, but that isn't what won the last two gens. Yeah, I mean, if he's been referring to first party this entire time, no, that's not true, because he even criticized the showcase and said that he quoted Jaffe as saying that first party got a 4.5 out of 10 because there wasn't a strong first party showing. It was mostly second and third party. Was there a single first party studio there? Helldivers 2 was it, right? Was that the only first party studio? Was that the only PlayStation studio there? And then a partnership with Kojima, but that's not first party, that's a partnership. Yeah, so the whole thing started with that, and that's when I was like, I just don't get why you would care about that. Rise of the Ronin is an exclusive. Stellar Blade is an exclusive. What kind of comfort is it to discuss the financials of the development studio behind the game? Why is that a comfort blanket for people? You know, like you can cover up with that at night. Oh, it makes me feel better that PlayStation doesn't own the studio. Okay. Where do you have to go to get the game? That's the question. Where do you have to go to play Stellar Blade? Where do you have to go to play Rise of the Ronin? Where? Street Shadow says the most telling statement was said by Phil Spencer. They lost the most important gen last gen. People are locked onto their ecosystems and libraries. Sadiq with the Stallion. There you go. He thought Stellar Blade wasn't an exclusive. Arrowhead isn't owned by Sony. Huh? When the Helldivers trailer started, there was a PlayStation Studios, the PlayStation Studios logo came up. They're not owned? Why did they put the PlayStation Studios logo up? So was there literally not a single studio there that's owned by PlayStation? Exactly. Helldivers 2 isn't first party. PlayStation Studios is publishing it. Oh, so I guess they put that logo even if they're just publishing it. I thought they put that up for the studios that are PlayStation Studios. I don't care. That's why I thought that. I thought, oh, yeah, Helldiver, that's PlayStation Studio, is it? No. Yeah, right here. They put the logo right before. I thought they only did that with their studios. Do you see how much I don't care? I don't. It's not why? Yeah, that game, Stellar Blade, Sonic, ZZZ, Zenless Zone Zero, Foam Stars, Dave the Diver, V Rising, Silent Hill, Judas, Metro Awakening VR. Again, that's not a studio owned by Sony. Legendary Tales, Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, Until Dawn, and then the Kojima thing. You know what's hilarious about Jaffe giving the first party a 4.5? It's a 0. The first party presence at this state of play is a 0. Just never go full, chat. Never go full. That's how little I care about this crap. I was like, I literally ended the stream and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. That was great. And somebody's like, yeah, first party got like a 4.5. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Why do people care about that? And again, I'm dumb, dude. I'm thinking, yeah, there were some first party games there. No, there wasn't. First party presence at the state of play gets a 0. They weren't there. You know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. It's a freaking flex. It's like we don't have to have our first party studios walk out and say anything. We have great second party relationships. We got third party relationships. We got marketing contracts. That showcase crushed. And they did it without any of their own studios. That's what sticks in the craw of the people that always want to bring up first party. That's got to be so annoying. PlayStation can walk out and do that and show you 15 different games and get everybody excited. And it wasn't even any of their studios. If that's not a passive flex, I don't know what is. Like, they're doing so well with console sales, they don't even have to use their first-party studios at an event. First-party and third-party exclusivity matters. I think we can all agree on that. But, again, you're missing out on exclusivity deals like Helldivers 2 or Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin. Those are just as valuable to PlayStation owners because that's an exclusive, right? Foam Stars too, like they're functioning as PlayStation first-party games even though PlayStation doesn't own the studio. That's why I pressed back on what you were saying initially. I was like, who the frick cares about the financials? Well, they're just publishing. They don't actually own the studio. Does that affect the game's quality? Does that matter? Where are you going to want to go if you want to play Stellar Blade, Helldivers 2, Rise of the Ronin, or Foam Stars? Where are you going to go? You got to go to PlayStation. That's the point. It's like, oh, but it's not first party. Oh, okay. I guess that probably gets clicks on Twitter and makes you feel better, but it's a nothing statement. It's nothing statement. It doesn't mean anything. Guaranteed pieces of this get clipped. look at this pony coping at no first party there. I mean, it's not coping. They don't need to. They don't need to. They have so many first party studios, they could easily show up. They could easily show up to an event like this and give cinematic trailers for titles that are way out in the distance. It just doesn't serve a purpose anymore. It's like they don't need to do that. It doesn't serve any purpose. Yeah, here's a Ghost of Tsushima cinematic trailer for the sequel. Who the frick cares about that? I care about what's coming in the immediate future. And buddy, we're eating good. On every platform, we're eating good. So who cares about some arbitrary scoring of the first-party presence at a state of play? Who cares? I thought it was a great showcase. I think all three platforms have great cadence because there's still games coming to Nintendo. There's the Paper Mario. There's Mario vs. Donkey Kong. There's Princess Peach. That's 3 first-party titles right there for Nintendo, and probably the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. It's a fantastic year. Like, all platforms have a great cadence. The only reason Xbox doesn't have a title in the first quarter is because Stalker 2 had to get delayed, and I don't fault them for that. I'll never fault that studio for having to delay their game. Xbox has a game slated for every quarter as far as we can tell. Hellblade's going to kick things off in May. They were going to have a first quarter with Stalker 2. Stalker 2 had to delay. I'm not going to hold anybody responsible for that. Those guys, they can delay as many times as they need to. And then you got Avowed and Indiana Jones. That's 4 big titles from Xbox. Not to mention, we're also going to get Towerborn and 33 Immortals. It's a great year, dude. Like, who in the world cares? Do you know who built... Who's the studio behind Mario vs. Donkey Kong? Who's the studio behind Thousand Year Door? Who's the studio behind the Peaches game? Does anybody care? No. Why? Because you got to go to Nintendo to play them. Who cares who built them? Who cares about the financials behind the game? Lono's going to lose it when Hellblade 2 is 30 FPS. Let's play it on my PC, I guess, if that happens. Who honestly cares about the number of the party as long as it has the word exclusive? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Who was the studio behind Metroid Dread? No, I guarantee you, unless it's a big Metroid fan, ain't nobody gonna be able to answer that. Nobody cares. They just know you had to go. They had to go get it. They had to go get it on the Nintendo Switch. You know what's the financial situation behind Zelda? Do you know? I don't know. I don't care. It's an exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. I don't give a frick. Why do I care how it was paid for or whose studio is owned? It doesn't matter. They'll joke about first party and then constantly talk about POW World. Yeah. Listen, that's a win for Xbox, though. I mean, that's why caring about first party just doesn't matter. POW World's a huge win for Xbox. It proves that their preview program has value. Game Pass users got to try out a game. Like, now Xbox is leaning in to help the game get updates quicker. You know? Yeah, Death Stranding looks insane. Yeah, Bold Alpha Work Pack. It again, I just have to call a spade, all right? You did a super chat back when we talked about Xbox games coming to PlayStation, and you did a super chat and said that I remember this. I distinctly remember this because it's the Trojan Horse comment. Imagine PlayStation putting out a report, and the top 3 bought and played games on PlayStation are all Xbox games year in and out. Xbox is sending in the Trojan Horse. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's the person that's been driving the discussion that said that. They said that. So, that would damage the PlayStation brand in fairness? How? How? Does it damage the PlayStation brand that 48% of the people who buy Call of Duty buy it on PlayStation, and it's not PlayStation doesn't own Call of Duty? Does that damage the brand? The average consumer doesn't care about any of this stuff, man. I'm sorry to tell you. They don't care. We went past 3 hours. Shoot, I wasn't watching the time. Listen, you're on thin ice because I feel like folks like you hang out and you always show up for events like this and times like this, and you bring bad faith, contradictory, dishonest statements. And that's really, really close to the edge. Very close to the edge. I usually only walk people out the door for coming after me or going after people in chat. But you're on about as thin as ice as can get. Because when I feel like somebody's coming in here and clip farming, you know, don't think I don't know that y'all are organized. I know y'all communicate. The minute I start talking about things, chat, the viewership goes up a little bit and people come in. And then as soon as that happens and I got some bad faith guy in my chat, miraculously, my responses to that person always end up in clips. I'm not immune to seeing that. I see that happening all the time. And it's really, really hard to not think that that's what you're doing. Looking back on your chat history in this channel, consistently pushing anti-Sony nonsense and bad faith statements about Sony. Oh, we got some new Judas details. So. All right, listen, I got to go. I got to figure out. I'll probably just do a reaction to the showcase tomorrow. There's not anything we can play tomorrow, right? I'm thinking next week. Yeah, Grand Blue officially launches tomorrow. Its Metacritic score is a little bit lower than I expected. I thought it was a good game. I think he was actually genuinely shadowboxing himself for the past 30 minutes. I've been respectful. Nothing be getting paranoid on me. Yeah, I'm not trying to bounce you. I'm not trying to bounce you. I always get really suspicious when the bad faith arguments keep coming. It's fine. Yeah, but I'm not going to bounce anybody that's being respectful. Like, again, we just got to move on. Yeah, I have no idea what we're going to do tomorrow. There's no game to play. I don't have time to do an upload. Forget it. I'm not doing an upload. We're just probably going to do a stream tomorrow and then hang out with members and writers. So, yeah, I didn't approve your message, Stone Spire. I don't want to go there. Did you introduce a Punisher game? No. I saw somebody else asking about a Punisher game. Oh, it was you. Yeah, I don't know why you're asking about a Punisher game. So, Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow will likely just be a reaction to the State of Play. We didn't do a reaction to the Dev Direct, did we? What did we do the day after? I can't remember. Or did we? Did we discuss it with Mike or something? Xbox Dev Direct. Oh, the next day was The Last of Us Remastered, so we ended up playing The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's because it was a Friday. Silent Hill tomorrow. Oh, yeah, we could play that new game. Yeah, the free download. That's a good idea. We can make that the second stream. Thank you for saying that. I would have completely forgotten about that. Let me put that on the board so I don't forget. Did a little sampling of the writer's room right now. This is how we plan the shows. We talked about it with Mike, though. No, we didn't. No, the next week we talked about the layoffs with Mike. Remember, I played The Last of Us for like 6 hours. Creature does not approve. He'll be okay. A free night stream? No, we gotta close it down. I want to go spend some time with my kiddos. Did you guys see the Millennium Falcon? We've built so many of the Lego sets that you guys sent off of the wish list. Right? Somebody's rolling around on the inside. We built so many. I'm now working on the Nintendo, and then I won't have any more backlog Lego sets. We've got them all. We did them all. They're all over there. We did it. We finally did them. Canceled VIP with Mike. Yeah, we canceled VIP and the stream with Mike so that I could play the game. Yeah. That was kind of a gift to me from Mike. Him and Creature were talking about. They're like, oh, let him play. Because I was having such a good time. Yeah, I don't have the other camera on. Did you guys know that we have a Lego channel? Like, look at all of those over there. That's the Dagobah diorama. That's Yoda. All of the busts. This is the Dark Trooper. You kind of can't tell. There's the Horizon Tall Neck, TIE Fighter, X-Wing kind of out of frame. The Slave One Boba Fett ship's kind of falling behind. Millennium Falcon. There's the Piranha Plant, the Spider-Man mosaic, and then Thor's hammer. Yeah. Yeah, we have a Lego channel. But are they first party Lego? Yeah, I don't know. You're jealous about the tall neck? It's a really nice set. I was really, really pleased with how good it looked. So, yeah, I want the Dune orthocopter or orthopter, however you say it. Ornithopter. So yeah. So I'm working on the Nintendo set, the Mario Nintendo set. So No, they're Mega Blocks. Yeah. We have more sets on the wish list, and you guys were so kind in the past. Virtually all of these are from the wish list. Did you guys know that? We have a wish list that you guys can do that. You can send stuff to me. You can send stuff to the kids. And I'm not kidding you. Virtually every one of those sets is from the wish list. Virtually every single one. The last one, you got it. If I want to send a gift over, where would I find the shipping info? P.O. Box. You can use the P.O. Box. How is it pronounced? The Ornithopter. Right? Ornithopter? Is that how you say it? I'm not a big Dune guy. I didn't grow up on Dune. We weren't allowed to watch stuff like that growing up. There's also a wishlist command, and that's where we have like a microphone on there for VR streams that was highly recommended by other VR streamers. There's like board games for me and the kids. There's Lego sets. There's actually not a lot of Lego sets on there because a lot of the Lego sets that I put on there were like discontinued. Actually, no, you can scroll down. A lot of them are still there, like the big R2 and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and the Lego channel is the Brick Abbey. The Brick Abbey. That's where we put them all. So, all of the Lego sets that have gone on to the Brick Abbey, I'm including the kiddos now in that content, but all those Lego sets, virtually all of them have been sent by you guys. The only thing I bought was... My kiddos got me the Piranha Plant and the Spider-Man and the Yoda, and then I bought the Mando bust, and I bought the Tall Neck. But the TIE Fighter, the X-Wing, Slave One, the Millennium Falcon, all of the busts except for the Mando, those were all sent by you guys. Yeah, now I have to get all the shells. Yeah, I have to get all of the shells. I have a side business making 3D prints. Going to see about sending something your way. Oh, I appreciate that, dude. That's very kind. Thank you. Metallica sent some coffee things to the... Have you heard about these? Yeah, my son bought some of those Lone Wolf, those 4D builds. He bought some of those for his friends recently for birthday, like for their birthday. I don't like them as much as Lego. How much is the Tall Neck? It was the last one they had in the store, and we had like a bunch of Lego points, like for credit, because my wife bought the Spider-Man with triple points. So we used the points to cut it down, but I think it's like an $80 set. Extremely expensive. Your kids got good taste. They must have gotten good taste from their mother. Yeah, Dirt Rabbit, I don't know what track plays during Stellar Blade. You might have to do like a Shazam on it or something. So, tomorrow's opening monologue will be pretty unstructured. I'm not going to have time to write it tonight. It'll be pretty unstructured. I'm just going to go through everything they showed and talk about what I thought. And why I'm excited or whatever. So, forgot you have points. Yeah, anytime you buy a set, too, use the app and scan the little QR code that comes on the instructions. That'll add points as well. Don't stress about it too much. No. Tomorrow will be a little bit more laid back. We'll have a good opener. We'll have a good discussion. And then I'll play the Silent Hill game. So I'm gonna call it there. You guys are super close to the goal. So tomorrow you only need about 50 members to hit the 2750. If we hit 2750, the Friday night we're gonna play Kill the Justice League. That we're doing that no matter what. But if we hit 2750. I'll wear the Deadpool onesie. You guys are actually only 40 members away, which means it's less than that because every 25 I get 5. So you're actually only like What is that? If you did 20 more, and then my 5, that's 25. That would take it to 35. And then you only need 5 more. I think that just needs to hit 230. Right? Yeah, we're at 2710 right now. How did that happen? We're way closer than I thought. 2710. So 20 more would take us to 2730. Plus my 5 would be 2035. Yeah, then you'd be 15 away. We're really close. Okay. That's good. Bold Alpha Wolfpack. Appreciate you, dude. Wear Harley's outfit. Thank you for the gifted member, Bold Alpha. I don't have a Harley outfit. I have a Deadpool onesie. Sorry, that's all I got. So, are any of our people streaming? No. Okay. I was gonna send you guys somebody, but gonna do my part for a onesie showcase. Let's go. Well, if you want to be here on Friday night, though, you're going to have to not be on a gifted. You're going to have to be on a $6 member tier. So you'll want to upgrade for Friday night. Some Friday nights gifteds can come to, but not all. So more of like a Madam Hangout than like a traditional. 5 from Ala Park. Taking us to 211. Thank you, Ala Park. Mike should be up in 5. Yeah, is he going live at 8? Does he typically go live at 8? Is that when he goes? Does he have a scheduled stream? He does. Hang on a minute. Share, copy. He has a scheduled stream. He's going to be doing endgame leveling in Kill the Justice League. Yeah, he's scheduled to go live in 4. All right, let's drag this out for 4 more minutes. And then I'm going to have you guys we're going to do a redirect over there. Let me set it up. Hang on one sec. All right, copy link. All right, edit, customization, redirect. Redirect privileges needed. Ask 30 and So Gaming to add you to their redirect list in community settings. He's not set up right. Creature, can you take care of that? Do you have privileges on his channel? Ala Park says, we got 3 minutes, chat. Let's push another 35 members. Yeah, let me give you guys an active count now that you guys continued to gift. We're going to redirect to our buddy. We don't get to... I don't know if we've ever done this. I think we did it like one time. Stone Spire gifts 1. Takes us to 212. The night is not over. The night is not over. $27.17 is where we sit now. And saying how much work you put in today. I appreciate it, MTO. We're trying to stretch Butter so that we can redirect over to Mike. We're also really close to the 2750 stretch. Well, not stretch goal. This is the weekly goal of 2750. Now I'm approved. Okay, hang on. Customization, redirect. All right, hang on. Let me refresh the dashboard. It's still not letting me. Edit, customization, redirect. There it is. Got it. Save. Awesome. And a 10 bomb comes in from Ryan right at the end. And one from Rygen's going to put us at 223. I'm going to owe you guys 5 more. I'm going to owe you 5 more. Oh my gosh. We're going to get so stinking close. You guys are the freaking best. Look at that. He says, don't go over there and bail on Mike. They're not going to go over there and bail on Mike. They like Mike. If you guys are curious about the end game, you can go over there and figure it out. All right, 2 more members. I'll give 5. That'll put us at 2735. That'll put us at 2735. That'll put us 15 away from the 2750 goal. Let's get 2 more real quick, and I'll do my 5. And then I'm going to send you guys over to Mike. I've got the link and the redirect. I'll give you both. There's one from Stone Spire, my man. And then there's one from Lone Wolf. There we go. There we go. All right. Boom. And here comes mine. And now we're officially 15 away from 2750. And one from Rich Rod. Stretch to 803. All right, I'm stretching. We just had an Agent of Chaos anyway. 226, 250. Wait, no, 227. That's one from Louie. That means we're not 15 away anymore. That should be, what is that? That'll be 13 away. Chiseling away at it. Should be one more in the chat from me. Think we're going to start late tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, it will. I'll have to write the monologue in the morning. I'll keep it more of like an outline. It'll be fun. It'll be a little bit more laid back. You know, I'll do more of an outline structure, and then we're gonna play that new game that they shadow dropped. Yeah, we're 13 away from 2750. Creature, you give me the word. When did they not start late? Hey, I started booking them for 9:30, and I started going live around 9:40, and then this week I was sick, and it threw me all off. I don't want to hear it. I was getting really, really good at that. Trill Troll's going to push the line. We're now 12 away. We're now 12 members away from 2750. 12 members away. Somebody drop 2 singles and somebody drop a 10 bomb. Let's get out of here. We'll let you slide this week. You've been sick. Look at that. Look at that. Creature can even type it. Aw. Frick you, Creature. Skill issue. Oh my gosh. Last night was terrible. I woke up this morning drenched. I was like, what the heck happened? I'm assuming whatever I have, like, my body's fighting, right? So, like, you get, like, a little fever, and then it breaks, a little fever, and then it breaks, and, like, and then you're just, like, soaking wet. It's freaking awful. Then you're cold. Worst. Rich Rod says, Creature, don't hurt me. You'll probably do that Silent Hill game in one stream. Oh, is it short? Cool. Sweat it out. Yeah, I felt better today. Throat's still a little bit sore. But, oh, there's my YouTube receipt. I'm like, why am I getting an email? All right, are we good to go? And the 10 bomb from Raijin. Unbelievable. Taking us to 238. Raijin's like, boys, we only need 2 more. Making it real easy. And a 5 bomb from Keithius. That's it. That secures it. That secures it. Almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Unless we lost them. Let me check. There's no way. Mike's already playing. Okay, cool. Let's ride. And 2753. 2753. You guys did it. You guys did it. You're the best. You're the best. All right, I'm going to post a link in chat. I'm also going to redirect you. Mike is a friend of the show. He's on the show on Fridays, 30 and So Gaming. He has been crushing it with Kill the Justice League content, all right? He's over there grinding the end game, all right? Go hang out with Mike. Even if you only hang out for 15 or 20 minutes and give him a like, don't just go over there and immediately bail, okay? If you want to hang out, hang out. Keep watching him. But if you can't spare the time, at least watch for a little bit and give him a like. I know it's late for some of y'all, all right? I'll see you guys over there. I'll be in the chat for like a minute.